Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
We're having some
Hello.
difficulties apparently with.
Technology's art.
We're having some difficulties, and hopefully the videos play how they should play, but I'm not guaranteeing that. Welcome to Divide and Conquer Sacred World. This is a 5th edition D&D game based in the Pathfinder Inner Seas world, using a little bit of Taldor, a little bit of Ravnik, a little bit of Innistrad. I think that's all the campaigns I'm ripping off from.
That is okay. Borrowing.
I am totally borrowing.
Permanently borrowed.
Creative liberties.
So this DM screen.
Shout out
to Talon and Claw. Also, like,
It's so pretty.
legitimately go give them some love, because one of the people that works there is having a hard time right now. Like legit, really
Give
hard.
them some love. Line their DM screens because these are some really
Look at this
nice. This
stuff.
is so well made.
Stuff.
Look
Look
at
at the stuff.
Like
Look at
this is
Look at
so
that
well
word.
made.
Look at the
Look at
stuff.
this shit! It's so cool! Hey!
Show
Look
them
at
what
this
it
shit.
can do. Show them what you can do with the little cards and the magnets.
Oh, yeah. Look, we got.
It comes with little accessories, so you can have all your DM notes ready.
Yeah, I don't DM, but I kind of want one.
You can have like little cards.
Little cards. It's got little magnets
that-
to post
there's
DM
magnets
notes.
Is there a
You
button
get
where
to
I
have
can
a
concentrate
You get
on
to
that?
have a custom
Yeah.
logo
Yeah,
printed on it
that
they print on it for you. So we got our channel's logo printed on the screen.
Hold this up being so tall.
So there.
Is there a button here?
So Talon and Claw.
There should be. It says DM, I think.
Here you go.
Talon and
Does it
Claw.
work? Oh, look, yeah.
Hey.
It's not centered because I wasn't.
Look at that.
Look at that. Look at
Look,
that.
it's you.
Look at the fuck. Look at the fuck. But alright, that set aside, what other announcements do we have? Tomorrow our first movie review on the Gamers is gonna go out.
Oh, yes.
It is a tester. I'm still trying to figure out what the best way to edit these videos are. I have a second option I'm gonna do. Phil and Joey, don't be mad at me because apparently it looks a lot like some of y'all's stuff.
Okay, trial and error.
Yeah.
Trial and error. We'll find our.
Also, shout out to Phil and Joey. They're cool.
They're cool.
Notice me, senpai.
There's a lot of cool stuff going on
Oh,
right
hey,
now.
Jesus, look, it shows up.
Okay, so it only shows up on. That's one of the other issues. I guess it only shows up when we're doing the game. All right, that's fine. We have the chat box done, but I guess it only shows up half. We have different scenes in the intro of the game and then the intermission, and I guess it only shows up and it cuts off too. Oh, you said hello instead of okay, cool.
I said
Hello.
hello.
Hello, friend. Try making it really. Oh look. Okay, the chat looks like it's working.
Oh, we said that.
I have this beautiful
The art
thing.
labels are amazing. Congrats.
rage.
I would like to rate.
Just
picked up
horrible,
the newest.
horrible grog impersonation.
The art labels. Are
Yeah, we do have arts.
Look at him. Look at him.
I can finally
Look
be
at 'em.
Cow too.
You can finally be Cowrabao.
Oh,
Also, in addition to that, when you go to the left side and you go to the character sheets, that you should be able to do. I'm gonna test that out right now.
there.
Yeah.
Whoa.
On the left side, you have the character sheets.
Look at that.
If you click on the character sheet, the image now is the actual art. How you guys did. We have emojis.
We have emojis.
I don't know how to make them come out, but we have them.
Oh my god, I know.
Like, I don't know how that works. I don't really chat on
Where
Twitch.
is it?
It's there. We have them. We have 3 because of our tier. But we have emojis.
How do things work?
What else does it announces as the players do their thing?
Where is it?
We're gonna officially start our come roll with the stream on the 18th, I believe, of this month. And the next Saturday, if you guys are going to Texas Beatdown, I'm gonna be one of the camera operators for either Street Fighter, Dragon Ball, or Tekken tournament.
I want to be Tekken.
Go. They're still having
I'm wedding. Not my wedding.
this weekend or next weekend?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's next week. It's Mother's Day.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I can't work.
Oh yeah. You have
I work at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sorry.
What's Mother's Day off?
What is Mother's Day?
The day where you love your mother if she's cool. If not, you punch her in the dick. Don't punch your mother in the dick. Please don't punch your mother in the dick.
We're starting off great, guys.
Oh my god!
Hey, at least we survived the timer.
We did turn on the timer.
really
Let's introduce ourselves. I'm Jesus, the DM, with the new DM screen.
Ooh, fancy.
Fancy.
Whoa! Hi, I'm Vic, and I play Wes, the human barbarian.
I am Tabatha. I play Oria, the Loxodon Druid.
They're so pretty.
And I am Coleton. I play Ariell, the human paladin. This dude. Right there.
I honestly thought you were going to say I'm Ariell, and I'd be like, yeah, that's about right.
I am
Hey,
Ariell.
my name's Jeremiah. I play Cowrabao, the high elf rogue artificer.
Having a hard time with this. So let's try this out. Oh, before we actually show our intro, I have a special video for the audience. Let's see if it works. Press video. Does anything happen?
Today?
Yeah, today video.
First as a dwarven compatriot. Later in life, the dwarf sacrificed himself to save Cowrabao. Cowrabao now moves on with smithery taught by the dwarf in a death that he cannot repay. Oria, a proud Loxodon from the Celestia conclave of the realm called Ravnica. Unknown circumstances brought her and her people to this world. Finding asylum proved difficult, but the Druids of Overhigh welcomed them. Oria's connection with the land and nature aided her in manifesting her new druidic potential. She is now on a mission to get her people back home. Ariell, once a proud follower of Lilia, the goddess of love, now he walks with the sun god Paylord, a paladin of the Golden Lion. He documents his travels and spreads the word of Paylord. Wes, born in the mountains, may not be the smartest man, but is as strong as an ox. Wes was raised by MacLeod, a warlock with the Fey contract. Losing his people after a devastating attack on his ranch, he now lives day by day with the teachings of MacLeod, having a close contact with nature and helping those who cannot help themselves.
Grazie.
That was good. That was so good.
Grazie. Thank you for those kind
Paladin
words.
here lit with righteousness.
Yeah, but so that took a
Very
a little
Robert
bit.
Rodriguez, quality on a budget.
Yeah, all of that was $40 worth of material, I think. No, wait,
No, it's not. It's like almost
$80.
a million.
I don't remember. Under 100. So yes, quality under a budget.
100,000.
100 million. But let's roll the actual
Thank you,
intro.
Lee.
That actual
Roll that intro.
Roll.
Got
30
things to
minutes
do.
in. Oh, that is way too loud. Okay, so recapping on what happened last time. You guys were returning for your mission on the island that is a mile away from the Corvassa coast. Oria caught a little bit with Tin, another member of her realm, Ravnica. As you guys were arriving back to the docks, identified your new magic item. You found the original owner of the Sea Devil, Dis, the Tiefling, currently in an altercation with some guards. Knocked two of them out, and one of them managed to hit him on the head and caused a little bit of blood. That triggered his demonic rage, which also almost triggered something in you, but you succeeded. Exerting and exhausting all y'all's resources, you managed to finally subdue him for a couple of seconds, and him having no outlet for his rage, he just subdued and passed out. Arrested, and you guys, with successful diplomacies, managed to get out of this arrest and headed to. Well, the party split. The three of you headed towards the castle to talk to the queen about what the Kodatoas were doing, and you and Tin went to the academy to see if you can get in. Going underwater to the entrance, you found out that the main entrance that was underwater was not open. So you went to the surface and asked if you can come in, that you were from Ravnica, and apparently that was the key to open the magical door. While you guys discussed with the queen and told them all the information that happened, all the events that occurred, and how there is something unknown, large and powerful deep under the island, and having something to do with all its appearance in Cravassa, the king was unreasonably upset, let's say that, and considered your mission a failure since it wasn't solved. The queen was allied with you guys, and the king wanted you guys to go to jail. So, your new friend, Chaddington, named you guys that he was y'all's Patreon, and thus the crimes that fall upon them were only for him to punish. Which that started a little bit of conflict with the king, now seeing new challengers for his champions, whatever that means. The queen agreed with Ariell to meet that night at the garden to discuss what really happened and see where we can go from now, since we're still trying. The queen's like half the king's age, dude. So like,
you got this. You got this.
Y'all come in to like meet with the queen again, and I'm like sitting on the throne next to her. I'm like, "What's up, guys?"
Where's the king? He's over there.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
And remember, you're still technically trying to solve this issue in order to be labeled as a hero for the town, so they can amend your crime that you've committed, at least in this town. And with that, we're going to start with the party semi-split. We're going to
start.
We're going to start with Oria.
Oh shit.
As you and Tin, your Sivnik comrade, I'm just going to put him here. As you guys are at the base of the Wizard's Tower, it's technically sun is setting. It's not nightfall yet, but it will be. All the students are leaving their studies, seeing a Loxodon and a shark person. There's no real thing for him since he's an experiment upon himself. You are getting a lot of eyes, but at the same time you are at the Wizard Academy, so those eyes are quickly discussed with theories. Some may be insulting, some maybe not. Yeah. So, as you talk to the door, and you told the door that you were from Ravnica, you heard a light just shine from part of the brick that's on the floor up to what a door size would be, almost exactly your frame. And you see the light as you also heard almost like brick being cut at the same time, and you hear and the door opens. Or just at least a brick opens, but it makes more of a wooden sound than stone. What do you do?
We're just kind of just standing there staring and then looking at Tin like, I didn't know that was gonna work.
I did not know that was going to do anything either. Maybe the Archmage is accepting you into the tower. I see there's a face of frustration on him as he keeps looking up and wondering from the ass to you. What do you?
Well, again, looking back at the door and I guess asking, I guess, to it, you know, may he enter as well.
A couple seconds pass by. You almost feel like it's not hearing you, and you're about to ask again. He may enter, but you must divulge everything from your realm. When you say that, you see Tin looking around, and you get the impression that he didn't hear that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Oria will, you know, mention to him, like, you know, he spoke to me. He said that you may come in as well.
That is good, but strange that I did not hear anything. But let's just say that he's not the kindest man. Very cold and mathematic. Theories are more important to him than his students. And then he looks around. But his students are important too, I guess. But this wouldn't exist. After you.
Oh, just taking a deep breath.
As you do so, you also see that he has his hand almost like hand at the holster, but like where his hook is. He doesn't seem nervous, but he has his hand intentionally there.
Yeah, and Oria will enter.
As you go in, there's a bright light, and then a suctioning sound, and then as soon as you enter through, like something is forcing something out and in, and as you step in, you see Tin already there beside you, almost as if you both stepped in at the same time. And with you officially being inside the tower, we're going to change the music to tower music. Okay, let's bring up the tower then.
He got something.
We got the tower.
Jesus.
There it is.
You don't have invisible guards outside. But so you guys are in the first floor of the tower. Oh yeah, there's stairs there too.
Whoops.
Let's fix that real quick. It's almost like I'm not ready.
No,
Um,
no, we're totally prepared.
Totally prepared. Yeah. So
It's there.
as you guys walk into the tower, there are bookshelves, a desk on the opposite end of where you are, and a chair. There is also a small little table next to you where you appeared from. Can I have Oria's miniature? We're gonna stick your tail out the door because he's a
He's a
big,
very
big, big boy. As you guys are big boys and big girls. As the stairs are. Gracias.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's try to see if this works one more time. And if it doesn't, it does not. Okay. So, as you are into the tower, as you go in, again, the bright light is the first thing you see, and then you see Tin right next to you. The illumination that's coming from, the tower is, there's about 7 metal orbs that are floating, being held by nothing you see, that has this orange flame that's appearing from it. The room is quite warm, almost uncomfortably warm, like a couple more degrees than you would see uncomfortably warm. You see Tin not having the best time here, but managing okay. The stairs, the top of them, you see that if you kind of look around, you see that there's a door all the way at the top, and it's pretty orange again from the illumination from the lights, as the further down is not as easily visible, but still has light. There's bookshelves with powders and different components and just odd things in jars, a couple of eyeballs, metal fragments here, a whole bunch of manics put in a box, a lot of different things with archaic symbols label different things that take a second or two to read. So, what do? You see nothing other than this. You don't hear a person. You see a table with ink and paper and a chair. And then you see another table with no chairs, just right there next to you.
Yeah, Oria looking over to Tin. Does he normally not come down to greet, people?
He looks around. As he's about to speak, you hear very slowly, and you see that he looks up, kind of gazes your attention. You look up, and it's a old man. They did not get the miniature out. Damn it! It's an older gentleman. He has this long, up to his belly, white beard, bald, hunchback. He has, when you are able to see him, he has one green eye and one honey-colored eye, and he's walking with just a cane that's using it to support. It looks like his left leg isn't really working that well, and that you keep hearing is like the cane that he keeps using as he keeps walking. The cane looks old, and as he puts pressure on it, almost starts bending as if it's this very old, almost as old as he is. And he comes down very slowly. It's going to take him a little bit to come down the spiral stairs. As you hear, and you hear something run down the stairs. This grayish-looking humanoid, tiny, about this big, with these huge teeth, mist-colored bat wings, big claws, huge eyes, and also almost unmatching his own body mass or his own head ears. They're just crawling down. And he runs towards where next to the table that was not there, or maybe you didn't notice, but is a little barrel, and it has a ladle on the other side. He goes over and he looks inside the barrel and grabs a spoon, picks up and sees nothing as you're looking at him and seeing the wizard slowly come down the steps. You just see him dive into the barrel, and you hear as he hits the wood, and you scratches.
Oria looking at that and then looking at Tin like.
You see Tin has a complex look on his face, and he just kind of crosses his arms. And a little bit hard to tell since he has a shark's head. His expressions are not easily seen, but the equivalent of his muscles raising an eyebrow as he's looking at the wizard. As he goes down, you see the little thing go up and points at the barrel. And all of a sudden now you can clearly see that there is a in almost paper writing, it would say water on it, and the barrel looked completely empty. And he's just looking at you. And he just keeps pointing at it.
The boy thirsty.
Thirsty boy.
And you see that the old man kind of comes down. Oh, another Loxodon. You were like the others. Good minute. And he looks out of breath. Kind of starts walking towards the desk, sits down, and roll me perception.
This guy would have invented a Stairmaster by now or something.
Wizards are very practical and impractical at the same time.
17.
17. Okay, so you notice that the wizard keeps looking at the little homunculus. Not that you know what that is, but roll me an insight as well. So you are able to see that his eyeballs keeps gazing at him and at you.
15?
15, yeah. He's oddly waiting for you. There's some intention that you think this is some sort of test for him, this wizard, as he keeps looking at the prolongedly ignoring you and his former students, and looking at the homunculus and then looking at you as the homunculus keeps pointing towards a barrel of water and now kind of like trying to grab towards you. You gonna do anything?
Oriel will cast create water at the barrel.
Okay. As you do, the barrel overfills, goes, and then starts just throwing water at his face and grabbing the ladle, drinking it. And then you see that the wizard looks kind. I see. Good. As you see that he kind of cracks his neck, and then his hands move. You see the page flip over where his book is before he even touches it. A quill inks itself, and he grabs it. As his hands are shaking as he's like about to start writing, but as soon as the pen hits the paper, it's almost as if his hand completely calms down. The rest of his body is kind of shaking, but his hand is completely still. So, you hail from Ravnica. Which part of the 10-city world are you from?
Well, I come from the Selesnya Conclave.
Do you have an emblem?
Well, the most emblem that she has are the henna tattoos that are on her ear, so.
Do you point to those?
Yeah.
To those, sir? She looks at him for a couple seconds. You see that he's jotting it down. He's looking at it, but his hand is moving on its own. And it looks identical to what's on your ear. Mm-hmm. Do you know what this means? The tree and the sun around it. What does it mean to your people?
Crap, I feel like I'm being tested and I don't remember everything. I did my homework
I'm sorry.
You fail.
I mean, what does it mean to
I can hear
Oria?
Ryan yelling right now.
God. Ryan, I'm sorry.
What does it mean to you?
Well, crap. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of what she would say.
As he's patiently just waiting there.
Well, thinking of, well, at the same time, just kind of thinking of Vidugazai and just thinking home. That's the first thing that comes to her.
Is your world full of plants and evergreens, or only your city? You would know that it's your specific section
Yes.
is every type of forest imaginable, and like as soon as you hit the next city next to it, the landscape is completely different. Like literally, it's 10 perfectly even cities throughout the whole world. These are that's interesting. What do you remember? How did you get here?
I was with my guild, my family. I remember a light, and then we were here.
Did you hear anything? Anyone step through something?
No.
Just a light. Just like that. What was your previous life? See, it's jotting down everything you're saying.
I was an expecting mother. I was a druid.
Was your son or daughter born into this world? That's interesting. Where are they? And how many people? If we are to construct a gate, we need to know the mass.
Priya's getting a little bit uncomfortable. really uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm not entirely certain of wanting to divulge that information. I don't really have a lot of people I would consider friends here.
That's understandable. But you came to me for aid on the way back home. I deal with numbers, so I need to know numbers. Your emotions are inconsequential to me. If you need a way back home, this is how you'll get it. You do want your daughter to go home. I can make sure, but I need numbers. You can be mad and bitch at me all day. I need numbers.
Jesus.
Give it them numbers, man.
Fine. When
Alright.
we see them, I can readjust the weight. Calibration. This is what, as he looks at the tin almost with anger, I have not yet understood. Can you cast magic?
I can.
As he looks at the barrel of water.
Were you able to do this in your home realm?
It was vastly different.
Tell me, how does your,
As he looks at both of you,
mana, as you call it,
which would be the interchanging word for magic for this world would be mana in your realm.
I understand that you gather it from the earth itself. Some from the water, some from the heat around. Death, the sun. It is quite different. You don't have gods, you have sparks that grant this through the land. How are you able to do magic when someone who can change their body cannot? Who taught you this?
Druids of this world.
And you come from the green and white section of your world. A realm of nature and companionship. This makes sense to me.
As he starts writing down and keeps writing. The pages keep flipping, he keeps writing.
Or
Keeps
just gonna
flipping.
take the time to ask about Loxus.
Oh, he's a good pupil. He never listens to everything I say. Very trusting. Smart. Very smart. You still can't get the right anchor to your world. Let's say.
Where is he?
And he just looks upstairs, towards the stairs. We can meet him soon. What do you know about gate magic?
I'm not very wise to it yet.
That's a shame.
And as he keeps writing, you hear steps upstairs. Slightly hefty footsteps as well. And then you hear it's like something burst through a door, and you see some winged dog for a second just fly at you as it kind of crawls and then goes into the chair. Sorry, the desk. You see that it opens up a drawer and kind of comes in, pokes its head out as this. Again, it looks like a winged dog, and when you get closer hands, it's a fox, a pure red fox. Roll me perception on this.
You 19?
19. Okay.
Still too soon.
What's
You
going on?
see very clearly. The first thing is this looks like two different animals.
I'm sorry.
The fox doesn't have any front arms, and instead it looks like it's completely sewn off, and wings are put there instead. 19 cent. With yeah, okay. So with that, you see that there's a little bit of pus and a slight infection on one part of the arms where the wings are grown. What do you do when it flies towards you?
Oh. I'll probably try to attempt to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. Okay. As you do, it has no. It looks like it has no way of properly landing. It just kind of collides into your chest, and it's about to fall. You do
Yeah,
anything?
she'll try to catch it.
Okay. As you do, you see that when you do catch it, as you're casting your spell, comprehend with animals, speak with animals. Sorry. It looks at you and its tail just starts immediately wagging, and it starts yapping uncontrollably.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I've heard foxes when they get excited.
You're awful.
And it looks at you, and it keeps mentioning the word happy in front over and over again.
Also, I guess with that would seem like the pus and stuff, like she's gonna.
And
try
it looks also very thin.
Yeah, she'll do cure wounds on it.
Okay. As you do see that the roll me an Arcana check or medicine, up to you.
Hold on. 22 for medicine.
Medicine, okay. As you do, that's supposed to not change. You casting cure wounds and using it for the medicinal curing, specifically what is hurting it. As the stitches kind of start wrapping around, you can see that the wing fuses to the flesh. Not with your medicine check, you feel that this obviously was forced onto it, but now it has function, and it looks like it's moving its wings off and keeps looking at it and starts licking the wounds and starts licking you. His belly kind of inflates a little bit. The color on it gets slightly shinier, and you from using your spell, you can understand that his arms were removed and wings were put on. As you see the old man looking at you curiously, stops for a second, then keeps on writing.
What the hell is this?
That is F-171. 170 of them have died trying to use his magic, biological transformation and transmutation, altering bodies.
Yeah, Ori's looking over it and like again.
He kind of just looks at it. As you hear more.
Oh, yes, that's a lot of commotion. We should close the gate. Tin, do you wanna go up first?
As he keeps on writing, you see 10 start going up. Let me one last perception.
$20.
Okay. Alright. So, as 10 goes up, you see that the wizard says, "Fox, come!" And it kind of jumps off. And you hear a yep. And they're like, You'll be good. You'll be a good friend. Play more, please. And it flies over to where he is. He kind of grabs it by the scruff. Gets his cane, starts walking up, and as soon as he like gets up and physically leaves the chair, see that the book closes, the ink the cap closes on the ink, the pen quickly like dries off into a small little bucket. You see that is just containing all the ink, like shakes itself dry, and then the pen with the feather flies and stays right next to the book as he starts getting up. Not really paying attention to you, but having the fox being held, and he's walking up as the fox's tail keeps moving back and forth. Are we animal handling or nature? In this case, it would be about the same.
Because I'm looking at him. That's a 10.
10? It seems happy, but at the same time abused.
Like
Physical attention is comfortable to the fox, but obviously it was experimented on. I mean, it's as much as you get with that roll. Foxes are social animals, and if grabbing it by the scruff and being carried is attention to it, you talking to it was immensely important to the fox. As he starts going up the stairs, and you hear as you can see the end of Tin's tail kind of like moving as the door upstairs was open, and he walks inside. And you see the old man slowly walking up the stairs. What do you do?
just to let you know, I can only stay for only a small amount of time.
He turns around. That's acceptable. He keeps climbing up the stairs. If you want to leave, you can. Or if you come upstairs, you'll see Lux's. He keeps going up. And with that, we're gonna change the scene and go towards the rest of the gang. So
before that,
yes,
I want to say we have a special viewer.
Oh, dude, what's up, special viewer?
Talon Claw.
Oh, are they really watching?
Talon Claw 13. That's what it says.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, it's been so pretty. What up, guys? Yeah, anyone else that's in the chat, go show them some love. Shit sucks. Go show them love.
Show them all the love.
Yeah, show them
Go
love.
to their Etsy page.
Buy all their stuff.
Buy all of their stuff.
One DM screen? Fuck that. Buy 2 DM screens. Buy them both colors. Okay, so are you 3? Is there anything specific that you want to do before the meeting with the queen? Which is in technically a couple hours, so you got a little bit of downtime if you so wish, but...
Nothing specific I can think of.
Okay. Who is going to go to the meeting?
Me.
Okay.
Unless someone else wants to come along. But
You guys can be wingmen.
Do you need a personal bodyguard?
if I don't come back within an hour and a half, come find me.
I have a plan. I don't know what that came from.
Sneaky boy.
Yeah, that's
Let's
what
hear
I'm
it.
gonna be doing.
Oh, you're gonna sneak
Just
in?
not really sneak in, but just kind of be your eyes.
Okay.
From
You're gonna be that
the
guy.
above.
You're gonna be that guy in the rose bush, just
Love
like.
it.
Since it is in the public garden that is outside of the castle, there are...
What time are you gonna be? Yep.
7 o'clock, right?
At night.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be dark.
Yeah, it's gonna be dark. The darkness will age you a little bit, and also that there are people walking around. There are guards constantly walking. There's also this area is lit, so that also gives you a little bit of ease on just people being here is not it wouldn't be strange if someone did see you, as long as you weren't acting weird. You get that impression too.
I'll be inside.
Wes,
the
what are you
cardboard
doing?
box.
Are you gonna hang out with
Never
Paddington?
act weird. Yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with Chaddington.
I'll be-
The kids are still at the estate.
It's true. I should go check on them.
I'll be hiding inside a crate.
All
Metal
right.
Gear style.
For a little bit of speaking seats, since we started a little bit late, when you get to the estate with Chaddington, by the time that you guys get there, Cordelia is already asleep. Tardis is you see that there's one guy who's slightly sweating. He goes over to you. He keeps wanting to knock my knees in. As you see him, and he starts rolling back with his little minotaur horns and starts kicking, and he charges towards you, but you don't flinch and he just stops.
I'll take it from here.
One of
You
actually play wrestle with him.
If, since you've been raising them, you know, like if you run, he's gonna keep chasing you.
Oh, absolutely, I'm running.
Jeddington is like, realizing that he still has vomit on his shirt, since it was only a couple hours ago that you guys fought
That's true.
this, and,
only been a
how
couple
exhausted
hours.
he is. Like, I'm gonna go change. I'm gonna go take a nice bath. Lose.
Awesome. I'll meet you in 5.
Oh. Acceptable. Kind of has to like, just like in gentlemen's school, good old boy taking the baths. And as you see people starting to like they tell you where the bath is, and after you put them, and they're huge, large rooms. Each one of the babies has a king bed to them, and there is a someone there to attend to them. And as soon as the shift's over, they just switch, and there's always someone there inside the room. I mean, 16 to the crown, right?
Beats the cave that we found him in.
Okay,
He has cut a bit of money. And as they go, you get a bath, and you see water being poured and heated to the side, and grabbing by it later, pouring into a bucket, grabbing that bucket, putting into the... It's taking a while, and the only thing that's going to your mind is like, you can skip like 5 of these steps, and
Yeah, I mean, guys, you just take the water and you sit in it. What's the big deal?
and one of them kind of looks at you like, I understand, and the other people are like, this is just how we do it. And Chinese like, yes, as he has cucumbers already on his.
of course.
So
So,
going towards.
what I'm gonna be doing, because are we all going to Chaddington's first or something? Or
I'm
and then
just
we're
gonna-
going straight.
I'm just gonna stay around the castle.
Well,
you
what-
technically have enough time to go to Chaddington's and then go back if you want to
yeah,
follow
because
Ariell,
I kind of.
but you won't have enough time to interact in like the hot tub scene.
Oh no, because what I was
How big is
gonna,
this?
I kind of wanted to do because
It's enough to like fit like 6
What?
people.
What does the garden look like?
Pull Trixie out. I'm gonna throw him in there.
Okay,
Because in a way, do we pass by the garden when we're walking out or something?
You have to pass the garden when you're walking out of the castle.
Okay, so what
going
does the
downstairs.
garden
Yeah.
look like?
Yeah, because remember the castle is which you know descriptions are important in the imaginary world. It's almost like a pyramid, a square pyramid. As you have to use these large steps to go up, and then after you go about 60 foot of steps, there is the castle. And on that area, outside of the castle, is a lot of different gardens.
Is it like tall trees, bushes, this and that?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's trees, bushes. And all
Okay,
that.
so what I'm really gonna be doing, because what I want to do is go to Chad's house, kind of wipe myself out,
Yeah.
like kind of clean.
Of course.
This is gonna be character development a little
What's
bit.
happening? I pulled a panther out and it's now in the tub.
As that happens,
God.
you see Chaddington look as literally
Adventurer.
2 days ago, if this would have happened, he would have shit his pants. Now he's accepting the roles that random animals appear near you at random times. As you see the panther just go, and you hear the huge, deep, hollow sounds of its throat just as it's purring to the water, and it's taking up a good chunk of the hot water, and just go, and then you see kind of like it puts his paws out of the hot tub, and you see the claws extend and starts like almost breaking the stone or next to it.
So basically, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna change to fancy clothes.
Okay.
Put my weapons, the
Yeah.
bag of holding.
Okay. All your weapons.
I'll be fancy clothes.
Okay.
No mask. No hood.
Okay.
I'll be tying my hair. I'm gonna be looking all fancy.
Oh.
Samurai
So-
button?
It's like, oh, so that's what cow looks like.
Whoa!
You do have a chin.
Whoa, cow has a mouth?
And I did probably weird question, but I did ask one of the servants if they have like some kind of
Makeup?
little makeup.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna put makeup
Are
on.
you gonna apply it yourself, or you want them to apply it?
I'll apply it myself. Make them all look pretty.
Roll me.
Oh, I'll let them know.
Charisma.
Yeah, I'll do
Or Dex.
charisma.
Yeah. Dex. Yeah.
That's
Dex.
your call. It's your call, but I feel like it's a sleight of hand thing.
Yeah. Dex.
Wow. Sleight of hand or just dex? It's the same.
We have
the same thing anyway.
Yeah, it's a dexterity saving.
It's hand.
Dexterity saving throw.
Seriously.
Dexterity.
It looks
That eyeliner just-
adequate. Looks adequate.
Basically, I'm just gonna kind of hide my face a little bit with the makeup, kind of make myself look a little different.
Yeah, a little different shades here and there.
Yeah. So and then.
To contour.
As the men know, we can literally shape our bones.
They will tell the
And
church.
I'll go to the garden with my bag of holding.
Okay.
See that? No mask on.
All right.
No matter.
Are you
No.
going to
You're
be?
good,
Are
you're
you going to be hiding at all? Or
Hiding
in plain sight.
Hiding and not hiding at the same time, kind of.
Roll me stuff.
He's doing that Assassin's Creed on the park bench kind of thing.
I go like that. Stealth is. I should pass 21.
It should. That's presumptuous of you.
Hopefully.
Wow. Maybe the queen has plus 30 to. No.
Maybe the DM just decided to raise the DC because
DC.
I was written.
Fuck you.
I need you to be invisible, or it doesn't count. So Ariell.
Yes.
My
Yeah,
bag
the
of
sun is
holding,
setting.
but just
What do you,
my
what do
feet
you do?
out.
I'm going to move to the gardens.
Okay.
Running with feet.
Man, my chat is not up to date, and that's unfortunate. Okay, so
But yeah, and then when I get to the garden, I'm gonna be
you gonna try to like sit on a bench, or you gonna
like sit on a bench, walk around.
You're gonna look like you belong.
I'm gonna try to look and belong here. At the same time, I don't want to be too suspicious that the queen will be like, "Why are you watching me?" Kinda
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, part of the stealth.
But
role.
Ariell knows that I'm there, kind of.
Okay. All right. So
Back up.
all right. It's about time. Are you there early or on time?
I'll be there. I guess on time.
As you are getting up the steps, looking to see where the specific garden that she's at is, you see that there's 3 guards behind her, and as she goes to a section, she kind of says something to them, mutters off, and kind of just like, as you're approaching them, they start leaving a completely different direction. As you start, if you can approach, you may.
Yes, I do so.
You see that she just sits there, and there's these small plants are growing on top of the water that you haven't seen before. They have really pretty purple and pink colors, and on the outer rim, it's almost like the same flower, but it's all green. And she goes over and gets one of the petals, breaks it. You're like, would you like to try it? It's quite sweet. Kind of nibbles a little bit on it.
What is it?
I'm not actually sure. They planted it here many times, and when I was a kid, I would eat plants, and these were the tasties.
I'll
Such a
extend my
dangerous
hand
hobby.
and take it.
And
I'll just kind of like.
Living on the
It
edge,
is
yo.
sweet compared to any leaf that you've ever eaten,
Smoks.
but it's not
Not
not tasty at all.
Yeah.
As she sees the expression on your face, I know acquired taste.
Well, we have much to discuss. I'm afraid.
Literally,
Yeah,
fed you
as
poison.
you see that she was her attempt to like break the ice was not really.
No.
Yeah.
Before we get started, I hope you don't take offense to anything that I have to say.
I'll do my best.
She'll do her
Now,
best.
I hope that both Your Majesty and the King understand that my party and I are simply visitors in your great city. Kovasa was simply on the way to our destination. He just kind of pauses for a second. He's like, he gets a little more like serious. Like, make no mistake about it. This war being waged upon you in the name of this bloop is a religious war that will come to pass regardless of our presence in this city.
There is only blue.
Now, though we have only met 3 times, I feel that you truly care about your people, and I trust that you want what is best for everyone, and that you pursue justice, peace, and an end to the bloodshed. And I pray that my trust is not misplaced. That being said, with all due respect to the King, I feel that you two are at odds. Am I incorrect?
There is a constant struggle between his old ways and mine, I assume.
He doesn't seem to care what comes to the people of Kovasa.
She pauses for a second.
Could you possibly enlighten me as to why he seems to only care for himself?
I do not misunderstand what I'm about to say. As she looks around and you see the many guards that are around. I'm here out of my free will as well. I want what's best for the city. I want what's best in my eyes. The king's views are different than mine. He has lived in the castle for longer than I have been alive. He's old-fashioned. It's like her eyes, like, let's say that lightly. His rule is harsh, but it's always what's best for the city. Now, don't think that I'm defending him, because I am not. But also, it is very brave of you to insult my husband in front of me.
I understand, and I do mean no disrespect.
I want you to know that I view you as an equal under a certain light. But also understand your position.
Of course.
With the awkwardness out of the way, how do we stop this group? As there is a slight irony to saying that name so seriously.
Yeah.
What did you see? What did you encounter?
They've been taking your citizens to sacrifice them to this god of theirs. I'm unfamiliar with the name Bloop.
I've been looking in my library as well, and that name does not pop up in the major pantheons, nor in the minor gods.
He said earlier when we brought him to you that they had already succeeded, so I'm afraid this god of theirs may already be in this realm. That's something that we'll have to figure out when we return to the island. And I want to help. It's in my nature to help the innocent and to prevent needless bloodshed. However, the only thing keeping my party here in Kovasa is their kinship with Chaddington. If not for him, I don't believe they would have much further business here.
He has He is a doofus.
I just kind of laugh. I'm like, finally, someone gets it.
But he has a big heart.
Of course. I have seen many things through my long years of wandering this land. I've seen good, and I have seen the evils, the likes of which would turn your stomach and shatter your mind. I want to warn you now of something that I will not be surprised if it's not unrelated to what's happening here in Tabatha.
Please tell.
There is this evil goddess. I only recently came to know the name, Lamashtu. It's called the Mother of Nightmares and Monsters. She plans to kill everyone. We've already dealt with the aftermath of her meddling in human affairs prior to coming here.
Do you think she's only targeting humans? Is that why
No.
it's in this city?
No. Well, would I know? No one. I haven't seen anyone that's not human, right? Be attacked by her.
Well,
I'm trying to think back.
technically, in the city, the farm that you guys were at, the first one that was attacked, there was a dwarf and a half elf. The rest were humans, and then the other major city we were in, it was a large mixture, and in that city, even the undead were considered second-hand citizens. Which, that's odd. So this is the first city that is like majorly an elf stands out in the city. It's a major human population.
I don't believe so. No.
Do you think this mother of what did you say?
Nightmares.
This mother of nightmares. Do you think she has something to do with the fish frog people?
Let's just say I would not be surprised if she does. This realm is going to need to unite together in order to survive. From what information I do have, you'll need to be wary of the goddess Lyra, for I believe her to be in alliance with this Lamashtu.
Isn't she a goddess of joy?
Yeah, joy, love, celebration, or at least she was.
What do you mean by was?
I had vision, if you will.
Please tell.
She fell. And from what I could interpret, she traded her place with Lamashtu.
She big eyebrow raise. How do you know of this? You are a priest, I assume. But how do you have direct contact with gods?
I used to be a worshipper of Lyra, a loyal follower. That time has passed, and from then on I have only worshipped Pelor.
The sun god.
Oh, yes. As to how I know these things, I'll get to that here shortly.
Because when you
Kinda
say
think.
that, there is a slight unease to her.
And I'm just gonna kind of look around, around the outside of the garden and stuff, and just say, all this being said, there's a lack of temples and men of the cloth in Tabatha.
Yes, it's a hard city, and I've not that worship is illegal. Anyone can worship anyone they want. The city used to be, saying it kindly, poor.
but through a lot of labor and work and handouts being earned instead of given, more people start focusing on your future prospects and their children other than just their worship. Anyone can worship anyone they want. You don't have a set god or religion here. But the people have chosen to profit over building a temple, let's say.
That makes sense. However, I would advise you, the choice is yours, of course, your Majesty, but I would advise you to seek the Temple of Paylor, Heronius, other temples such as St. Cuthbert or Moradin.
Do you think that a constructed temple would aid in the banishment of this bloop?
In a sense, yes. I believe the followers of these churches, the paladins and the clerics, have the moral obligation to protect the citizens of Corvassa from both bloop and what's to come. At the very least, if not for temples, it would be wise to invite the holy men of these churches to the city, for the time being at least.
Did they have an army?
No standing army, to my knowledge, but a vast network of paladins and clerics and religious men and women.
There's a cave inside the island, is there not?
Yes.
Have you further underneath it?
We have not yet gone deeper.
Do you think more men would aid you or impede you in this?
Quite possibly aid us, at least as support. We can be the main force to investigate, but I don't believe with our combined strength, if we have to face something as powerful as this bloop, that will last very long without support of other clerics and paladins.
I fear that we do not have many paladins nor clerics, but we do have, as he looks at the guards, many capable men to aid you. I can select a few, but I don't want to leave the city defenseless.
Of course.
There is an invasion of some sort. I do know that with Chattington's aid as well, your friend, at least unfortunately only here, would be expunged of whatever horrible crime that he has done. The murder of whoever it was. I do not judge. I've seen his character and he looks like a hero to me. He's risking his life for people he does not know. And she kind of leans in very close. Do you trust him? Do you trust your other compatriots?
I just pause for a second and I just look over and I say, I do. Don't have many in this land that I would consider a friend.
That's... She hesitates to say it. Smart. That is smart. Stay close to him. I feel that your guide and aid might be what he needs. Also, your big friend. He's very loud.
I was kind of like laughing. I'm like,
Shout out to what? I made an impression.
the queen likes you.
But I also think that he has a good heart. Or he challenged someone at the insult of another friend. That's rare. Tell me of your Loxodon friend. Why has she not shown up? I did have guards tell you for
for a while. It's not like this was a hidden thing.
And did I know this or no?
Yeah, I mean, there were some guards
no,
that-
the guys,
besides him,
dudes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buddies.
I just kind of like smile, I guess, like I'm aware.
Is it something personal?
She's looking for another one of her kind. She's supposed to be
Yes,
studying
there was,
with the.
I believe in the Mage Academy.
Yes.
There's one.
He was supposed to be studying with the Archmage, I believe, but
We
the
don't
tower's been sealed, so.
That's odd. I'm not going to pretend like I know what the wizards do. They kind of keep their own, and as long as they pay their yearly taxes, you really don't bother them much. It's not really something that I tend to care about much. The city's very independent within itself, as you're starting to learn. Many guilds, many patronages, as Chariots technically one amongst them. We govern ourselves. Varasia is a large city-state, and each one governs differently. We tend to follow that model a little too much sometimes. But I do want to remind you, the reason why we sought first and spoke was you have something that I spent a lot of money and a lot of people have bled for. Something that we ended a war over and is currently in your possession. I've been very patient, but it's starting to wear thin. What is this thing that you found?
That is exactly what I was going to get to. I don't have it on my person at the moment. It's not a meteor.
Okay.
It is a book. A journal of sorts from the celestial plane. From was it an archangel, right?
Yeah.
From an archangel who I believe is directly connected to this Lamash too. Possibly working hand in hand. It's taking time to translate. I know celestial, yet it's in an older form of celestial, which is much harder to read. I'm nearly there though, and that's the only reason I know of this fall of Lyra and the rise of Lamash 2 was from the book. Nearly killed my party seeing it, but
And you are translating this book.
attempting.
Only insights.
Oh,
Oh,
thank God.
my God.
That's a 24.
24. There is a slight anxiety to her words now. Do you... Does this have anything to do with... That she pauses. She looks around. See that she's like looking at her city. Does that have anything to do with the attacks on the city? Is this a war between this archangel and these deities?
If this deity that these fish people have worshipped is linked to Lamash 2, then yes.
Is this book safe?
Yes. My party has wanted to discard it for it's brought trouble, as such things do, but we know nowhere else would be nearly as safe than with us. I mean,
Like, we have vengeance.
there are people from beyond this realm looking for it.
Like
Demons. I'm sure both sides of this holy war want this book. If we were to leave it in a building, buried in the desert, locked away in some magical box,
you think
they'll-
someone would find it?
they will find it. It's not a matter of do I think they will. They will. It's a matter of when.
Ariell, I thank you for your help and your words. What has the book said to you?
Oh man, what has it said to me? Look through my notes. Speak truth. It has shown me images of what's to come in different ways. But if those searching for this book obtain it, and we are to fail in our defense against this, this will be the end of this realm as we know it.
Let's not let that happen. Who amongst your compatriots has the book?
Shoot. I was hoping she wasn't going to ask that. For their safety, at this moment I'd rather not say. But you can trust that it is safe. And if you would like the book, when all of this is over, then so be it. It's yours at the end.
Has this book tempted you in any way?
Has it?
No.
I don't think so. No.
If I were to send men to your aid, would you do me a favor?
Of course.
Do not mention any of this to them, at least about the book. I don't want a reward or ill talk of gods to misjudge their mission and potentially cause harm to the city.
Of course. Besides my closest and only friends, you are the only person in this realm that knows of this. I have told no one else, including Chaddington.
Kind of like, I appreciate this. When will you set out?
As soon as we can. That's a matter that I will need to discuss with my party. I would like to set out as soon as tomorrow.
If you come here, I will have our 4 best men to join me in your journey. Small enough group, but 8 friends and individuals with a single purpose can go on.
Of course, and I thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just going to take my leave now. Just going to bow and back out of the garden.
As you're leaving, you see that she kind of takes off her shoes, looks, make sure no one's looking, and dips them in the water.
She's so quirky.
A little bit when she's not next to her fucking angry husband.
Kills him in his sleep.
So,
Suggestion.
Yeah, right. I was thinking the same thing.
roll diplomacy.
And then,
Persuasion.
and I guess and then I was like, I see
+2
Ariell come
for
out.
tits?
I'll shadow out.
Alright, as you guys emerge out.
That was a lot of information.
That was
Don't tell
a
the
lot.
queen.
That was a lot.
I'm like, surprise, the world's ending!
You did a very good job.
As
When I saw you go like that, I'm like, what is? Oh,
Yeah, I'm like,
that.
The notes.
He wrote notes, man. He was prepared.
as that is happening right before we go on break, you both of you are. What exactly are you doing? Just heading back to Chariots after this? Okay.
Well, actually, I'm going to stop by the docks, I guess, on the way back, and I'm going to have the dockmasters and stuff kind of procure gunpowder, cannonballs, everything we need for the ship for the next day.
I knew it. He's going shopping.
Shopping.
We'll do the math in during our break, just because you know math is not really fun for you. Math.
I'll just go straight to Charrington.
Okay. So as you're going straight to Charrington to meet up with them, Ariell, you do see someone with the lights on the ship. You see someone currently like, you know, and you with nails. So someone on the ship at the moment.
Do I recognize this someone?
It looks like a large creature with a tail.
Oh. Okay, that's fine.
As you go over to the Dockmasters and you discuss that. Roll me a perception before you head out. Actually, I'm going to make him roll for that one too.
That's 11.
Oh, sorry, 11. I did forget one last thing before you leave with the Queen. That is very important.
Oh no!
Push. Reverse. Before you
Reverse,
leave, as you're about to leave, as she puts her hand on you, just letting you know your tiefling friend is going to be put to death for his murder. There's 4 guards that he killed in plain sight. I took some liberty in defending your names and your friends. It was self-defense, correct?
Yes. And I don't believe there's anything I could do to change the outcome.
4 dead men in broad daylight has to be punished. If there's anything you would wish to say to your friend, you can say it to me and I'll pass it along. Since we do not know when the execution was, since we don't know when the execution will be set.
I'm stressed.
We don't know when the date's going to be set, and we're trying to keep it hushed, as I don't want this to look like a them versus us situation.
Man, I can't think of anything that I would say to him.
West, say to him.
Because like Ariell doesn't really like him anyway, and then he left the room when they were actually talking. So yeah, I mean, I don't have anything I would like to say.
So with that information, there's someone really big on the ship with the large tail that you can see, and it, with what did you roll perception?
11.
11. You don't see what it is, but it has like a fin outline as it's casting a shadow into the ship.
I guess I mean I'd go up and talk to him.
As you go up, and you go up the steps as it's still kind of anchored and everything up there. What goes on the ship? And he looks at you and you see Tin.
God damn it! What? Nothing. Oh no.
How can I help you? Well, your friend went into the tower and she disappeared.
No.
Wait, she got into the tower.
Yes, somehow. She walked in and told me that I could come through, and then my face hit stone. And we're gonna break.
Motherfucker! I fucking knew it! Kill him, set the thing on fire.
Oh my god.
But your character doesn't know that!
My character doesn't know it, but I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, this is gonna suck if I go in there and it's like,
This is the definition
okay,
of messaging.
so we're gonna try to see if the new videos work out. We're gonna play that sweet the backstory again. If it doesn't, I'm gonna do something. So let's see if it works. See you guys in 15.
Cowrabao, an elf on the run from the blatant murder of his family. Living in the shadows, the rogue only trusted his dwarven compatriot. Later in life, the dwarf sacrificed himself to save Cowrabao. Cowrabao now moves on with smithery taught by the dwarf in a death that he cannot repay. Oria, a proud Loxodon from the Selesnya conclave of the realm called Ravnica. Unknown circumstances brought her and her people to this world. Finding asylum proved difficult, but the Druids of Ovahai welcomed them. Oria's connection with the land and nature aided her in manifesting her new druidic potential. She is now on a mission to get her people back home. Ariell, once a proud follower of Lilia, the goddess of love, now he walks with the sun god Paylor, a paladin of the Golden Lion. He documents his travels and spreads the word of Paylor. Wes, born in the mountains, may not be the smartest man, but is as strong as an ox. Wes was raised by MacLeod, a warlock with a fake contract. Losing his people after a devastating attack on his ranch, he now lives day by day with the teachings of MacLeod, having a close contact with nature and helping those who cannot help themselves.
Be sure that this is good. Okay, cool. Alright. So, hi.
Hey,
We're back.
we're back.
Stress ball.
We're stressed now.
Just take a shot. Just take a shot of tequila. I got some right here if you need some.
Nah, I'm good right now. I'll just dump it into what's left of my cherry limeade here soon.
How many more of these are there?
So,
There's
with
two more.
your
I'll take one.
20th, you got a perception.
This is my second one.
You do notice one thing
Okay.
as he
Actually,
So you guys are
that
coming
was
in
Smirnoff.
to the next room,
And I just
hitting a bump.
I think I drank like this.
He
much
kind
of
of
it
stumbles over,
once.
and you just ask him, and he goes into the cage right here. As Tin kind of moves over to the other cage. You see, that cage has a cloth down, and there's 7 more cages inside. Sorry, 8 more cages inside. I think that right? Yeah, 7 cages in there. Sorry. A lot of them are really large with just a tarp around them. This one, when you look inside, it still has those same metal orbs that have the fire that's illuminating everything. Each cage has a tiny little table, let's say, like just enough for a book and a pen, in each one of them. The tarp that's around all of them is just black, and you can hear things just like chains being rattled. You hear boom of something in the far corner, just something big. You hear just different sounds of odd creatures here, and then when you see the cage that the little fox are into, there's dozens, maybe 40 or 50 just dead foxes with different transmutation parts of other animals on them. As this one kind of just like runs and sits, as you see the old man kind of grabs some, like as his hand reaches in, a bag appears. He grabs some sort of meat and he throws it in there, and the fox, as this is normal to it, starts ripping the meat apart in the middle of the corpses of its other brethren. With the 20 that you skipped, you see that as he steps in and does this, his thick beard kind of covers his face, and you see that his teeth are all jagged. And for a brief second, you thought you saw hundreds of eyes behind its head. As the shadow moved through when the orbs were spinning and had dissipated.
I don't like it. I don't like
Tell me, what do you know of the astral sea?
The what?
Do you have any attunement to Ravnica?
As you see the fox starts ripping apart, and then he slowly grabs the. Again, his hands are shaking as he grabs the heavy cloth and rips it over. As you still hear things, something like almost like it hits steel. You hear chains rattling. You hear the sound from around, and just different noises and different things are inside these cages.
An anchor point, a gate stone, a spark. Do you know anything of the Spelljam paradox?
No. Just
As he looks at you, and then now he's all of a sudden right there in front of you. Roll me another perception check.
Oh my god.
But
Fuck.
I'm stressed as fuck now. You know what? No, I'm not gonna use that one. 14.
14. You don't smell anything. You don't see anything past him. His beard almost looks like it's intentionally not covering up its teeth.
Can you at least tell me what element constitutes your mana?
Earth.
As he turns around, and you see that he's stepping. And now as he's stepping, the cane's hitting the floor. It's making no sound. So once it was. As you hear
this is why you don't split the party.
Oh fuck.
you hear something underneath moving.
It's blue.
Y'all suck. It's always blue.
There's only blue.
Seems I have visitors. If you truly wish to save your daughter, don't leave this room. I mean this in the utmost truth. You will be useful.
As he goes through you. And you hear as the door closes behind him. And he's almost about to step through the door.
You'll be a good experiment.
What?
And he just leaves the room.
Fuck.
When he leaves, so Tim disappears as well.
Oh,
As he never spoke or said anything or made any noise.
got played.
Fuck.
What do? You're in a room. As currently now, a brand new cage has opened up.
Damn.
And there is a cloth that is from the ground, just neatly folded.
Sure as fuck not stepping anywhere towards that.
Okay. What do? Again, each one of these cages has a cloth now. You know that this one over here is where the foxes are. And there is a odd noise coming from here, a huge rattling coming from here, chains rattling from here.
I guess I will investigate every single one.
Okay, which one do you do first?
I guess the one I'm closest to.
Okay. As you pull down the curtain, you see this odd, long, like almost a foot taller than you, creature. As it has 4 legs that look like they're broken reversely. The bones sticking out. It has these tiger stripes around all of its body. This huge long tail with spikes growing around it. No eyes, but there's eye sockets. No nose. These huge holes where the ears would be. And you can actually see through them, like you can see the flesh inside. And then you can. And that's the noise that you kept hearing. And it has these tiny little arms kind of growing out as it goes over to the cage, and you see that it goes and just hits the metal, and then it does that and goes, looks at you.
I guess I'll go to the next one.
Okay. Which one do you go? This one?
Yeah.
Okay. When you open up that one, you see this. Roll perception as well.
16.
16. As you move it down, you see that there is a large, bloated, almost like a dead body thrown in the water for far too long. As this massive thing with a whole bunch of just mouths on it, and this huge blubbering, looks like almost human, like 5 foot tall, scars throughout. And there's like one of its arms is completely gone, as this other arm has 9 different octopus hands, and each one of them has claws. And you notice that the first one, it has a lock on the gate. This one does not, as it's not fully locked. What do you do?
I guess again, still looking, keeping an eye on that one, but moving over.
And you go towards this one. As you open it, you just immediately, like a wind would appear. You can see, here's where the chains are coming from. As there's one humanoid with no feet, but it has its chains attached to its hands, completely translucent, ghost-like, if you will. But it has these 8 heads. As it goes over, you hear this as it screams, but the sound doesn't penetrate through you, and it just keeps on screaming and screaming and screaming as the chains keep rattling. Angry this thing is.
I guess I'll go with that.
As long as the thing is uncovered, it's gonna continuously start screaming. So if you move on, it's still screaming.
Okay. I guess moving to the cage.
Do you move this one? When you pour it down, you see a very large looking Loxodon. But this Loxodon looks massive. Huge muscles, almost bulging, rips through the muscles like it was intentionally forced to grow rapidly. Its tusks are huge, and one of them is even broken as it looks like it's trying to pierce through the cage, but it does not. The trunk looks oddly corrupt and has these spikes going throughout it. It's not standing on 2 legs, it's standing on 4, like a regular elephant. But you can see the markings of the Celestian clan. He has the same eyes as Luxus. He looks at you, turns his head, he steps back as far as it can towards the cage at the opposite end where you are. What do you do?
I'm going to attempt to talk to him first, just as this. And if nothing goes through, speak with the animal.
Okay. What do you say?
Does it hurt?
Do you say this to hurt?
Does it hurt?
He looks at you, and you hear this as it crashes into the cage, and then it steps back as it crashes back into the cage. Do you say anything else?
Well, pretty much attempting to try to calm him.
How do you do that?
She'll speak in Loxodon.
What do you say?
Just telling Loxus to try to please calm down. Just let me try to fix this as best I can.
Roll me a persuasion.
Persuasion is
It's
Your
a
charisma.
charisma.
17.
Okay. As you speak to it in your Loxodon language, in a very, very broken Loxodon, and then you see that it gets angry and starts thrashing to the cage, and you know there crashes again, and this time, okay, you see that the metal bends completely. One of the bars is broken off. The second bar right next to it is bent inwards. This looks like maybe half of his body can go through. As it looks like he steps back, you can see that it starts getting up on his two back legs, and it's now towering almost 12 feet, and like his head's pressed against the tip of the cage, and just starts stomping. Starts stomping again. And this is making you start hearing all this noise. The fox starts yapping. You also hear that weird creature that was in there. Was making the clicking noises. It lets out this horrible screech. I need you to make me wisdom saving throw. 22, okay. As you hear this, it opens its mouth, and you almost see the vibrations and like the air coming out of it, and you don't hear anything at all. And you hear there's this deafening noise that went through and takes you literally minutes, and you're like, you can hear again as you see the Loxodon, and they're just calm down a little bit, and it just goes to the back of the cage, turns back towards you. What do you do? As you see the ghostly entity at the corner start screaming as well, and they start triggering the other guy to just start screaming at it, and it's just high-pitched screaming with yells that go in and out, and it looks like everyone starts yelling into this cage. What do you do?
Looking back at the door, what was it made out of?
Yeah. About that.
Oh.
What do you do? As the constant screams keep appearing, you hear something through it. You pass your wisdom save. As you hear as the cage opens, where the guy with the 9 tentacle arms here, and as you see 4 of them reach out 5 feet longer than they were originally, grab onto the floor, and like it's pulling itself out as it grabs onto the cage up there and pulls itself out and looks at you. And like claws start getting longer, and you see almost like kind of like ropes appear, and as these hands keep getting larger and larger, almost like ropes. And they once were like maybe a foot or 2 feet. Now they're just 10 feet long as they start wrapping around on the ground, all 9 of these arms. What do you do? And you see that its stomach goes, and these huge jagged teeth appear onto where its stomach was. You see this long tongue also appear from underneath one of its giant rolls.
She's stepping back as far away from it as she can. Gets back towards where Loxodon is.
Okay. As you see the elephant is hit again onto the cage. It was a 5, so it does not break it. What do you do? I want to remind you that you did not take a short rest before entering the town.
Oh.
As soon as the battle with this was over, you went with 10, went into the town. With that, we're going to cut to Ariell. You are with 10.
Yeah. I'm stressing.
What do you do? As you hear him fixing some things.
So I asked him again, like, you sure that she got in?
Sure, she got in. We tried going to the southern door and it did not open, but this one did. She spoke of it, saying that she was from Ravnica, the plane that we're from. As I also mentioned this, I was not allowed in. I know that the mage is cold and collected. An argument was what kicked me out. Just, I would never picture him to harm anyone, especially if they had information that he could use. Everything could be an experiment for him.
Well, give her some time. Hopefully she finds her friend.
So what do you do?
Well, we just got done speaking with the queen. We need to go back out to the island. She's going to send 4 of her best fighters with us to finish what we started. I came here on my way to Chaddington's to procure some gunpowder, cannonballs, things like that. Is there anything else that we need for the ship besides that?
The fuel buying is accepted. Sorry, looking it up. 7 cannonballs, including powder, 75 gold. Per cannon.
How many cannons does he have?
How many cannons?
There are 4, but only 2 functional.
Alright, well, I guess I'll do the 2 cannons that are functional.
Right? Spend your gold. You have enough powder and 7 cannonballs.
Alright, so that's 150?
Hmm?
I'll take it out of the group fund, because we're both
And what's
all
one?
using it.
Wait, did you add it to your inventory, the cut?
What
Last game that you were here?
No, because he wasn't given it. No one actually told him what his cut was.
Oh.
Right?
We got paid?
No, remember the gold I found?
Yeah,
Oh.
but that
And
was
you
you
didn't
and
give
Wes that
anyone?
found it.
And I said I gave the 180 to them to be cut
Okay.
to the 3 of them, so.
Okay, well you have 180 gold if you want to cut it between y'all 3 or whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna cut the rest.
You,
Math is hard, so you can take my cut.
however you guys
Just so
want to do
you
it,
know.
that's up to y'all.
I guess 180 divided by 3, and then whatever Wes has, I guess he's giving it to you. Oh, wait, no, I thought your cut was on Chaddington's.
Oh yeah,
You
good
gave it to
try.
Chaddington's. So it's 180 divided by 3?
Sure, yeah. Someone calculate 180 divided by 3 and add that to both y'all's character sheets. So,
Math is hard.
No, I don't want cream.
What are you going to
That's
do
not the-
then?
Duh.
Yeah.
Really need a
duh.
calculator for that? Oh my god.
That was hard when you're.
Wow.
You have to take
I
two
told-
timelines.
I really
Holy
overthought
shit,
that.
No, I
totally
thought
put
about
wrong
it, like,
numbers in, and I just kept
well,
getting
no,
three,
it is.
three,
Oh, yeah,
three,
it's 6 plus 6 equals 18, guys.
60.
Um,
At
Good
least you
Lord
were
have
using the
mercy.
right numbers, because somehow I put the wrong numbers in, and my calculator just went 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
Did I tell you
that
that
sounds right.
finals were gonna fry my brain tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, that sucks.
So-
yeah, I buy all that we need.
Alright, so you get that as a doing in there. Where are you staying the night?
I'm gonna go to Chaddington's meetup with Cow and
The one who vomited himself when he saw me.
yes, that one.
Brave man.
Yes.
What about you trust your friend to come out?
Oria?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I've never met this Archmage, but I'll give her some time.
It's peculiar.
It is.
I'll join you on your quest to these Chaddingtons.
Okay.
Self-implementation is a part of my people.
Ah. Well.
As he looks at you and just huge, massive leather fin slap to the back as a joke. I'm still coming though, because I'm very hungry.
Of course you are.
I'll be as meat.
I guess we should be going then.
Yes. Yes. Don't fuck up my sheep. As you see, 3 guys bringing these huge kettles. Look at him kind of. And they start working throughout the night.
Question.
Yeah.
Did I get to Chaddington with no
With no issue.
with no issues?
So I look at it, you mean my ship.
As let's say not evenly, but eventually your bath is over with. Your panther is enjoying the fuck out of his warm hot tub. The kids are put to sleep. You see first Cowrabao comes into the estate, and then Tin and
Looking all pretty,
Ariell
made up and stuff.
come into the estate. What do you guys do? You are now in Chaddington's. I should probably find fancy music for Chaddington. What do you guys do?
I am wearing my
I am cleaning
fancy
up.
pajamas
Nice.
with the embroidery on it.
You see Tin sees you,
Hey,
looks at your pajamas.
you want a
Sounds
pair?
like-
He's like literally handing them out.
I do not think this is a warrior's. Yeah, I'll have one. Elegant party. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh, literally just a dinner party.
Clinky.
Okay.
Clinky.
Clink, 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 clink. Ew, there's
Yes,
pools,
yes,
yes.
mustaches.
Mr. Butler man. Usually this works when Chad does that. Hey.
As one appears, the same guy that
Oh shit,
I
that
guess
does work.
keeps. You caught on that there's one guy that was hired just to attend you.
Amazing.
That's
My
his.
own guy.
Yeah, that's
I saw Wes do that. I'm like,
No one comes to you.
Oh.
whoa! Clean me up.
As he's like, 1 minute. Is there anything I can do for you, Master West?
Master. Whoa.
Whoa!
Never getting used to that. Yeah, so here, this is my friend Tin. He's pretty cool.
And he
Did you
looks
get-
at him. Quite.
Can you get him a pair of these fancy pajamas?
Yes.
Thank
I
you
need
so
your
much.
measurements. And he does that and then goes to attend whatever you needed.
That's
Yeah,
Wes.
we
Oh,
would.
clean me.
They both look at Chaddington. Right away. And Chaddington's like, you guys can go easy on them. They're not getting paid overtime.
Oh.
It's overtime.
Oh.
Do you know when you work more, so you bitch at your boss and they give you money that you don't deserve? That kind of thing.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
If you love your job, you. And that goes around. You can see Tim puts his hand over his mouth, claws extended. You
Yeah.
talk too much.
Yeah, I never stood money anyway.
more like this. Here's some gold.
I'm gonna
You
go
see the
find
gold being
Cordelia.
put on the ground. Nobody picks it up.
I'm gonna look at.
Nobody's working on commission, man.
I guess not.
You see that Tin was eyeing it really hard.
I grabbed it.
Remember, he was a pirate for a long time.
Oh god, we should probably watch him while he's here.
Huh?
No,
Take
I
all
trust
the
him.
silverware.
No, I totally trust him. Yeah, there's like this really giant bathroom if you want to go take a bath. You know.
Is the water clean? I don't care. Let's go. As he sits in like, oh, this is good.
Right.
After a minute, you see this.
Right.
After a minute or two, and you just like, the second Nona looks at him and you turn him back, you just see the fin kind of go up. He's just like swimming in a small little tiny circle. He appears.
The cat's like right next to him, just.
Good dog.
Oh man.
That's Trixie. She's a sweetheart.
Good tricks.
When I get in, I'm gonna go find Cordelia.
She's asleep in a king-size bed.
She's a little nappy.
There's a person in there.
I guess when I was cleaned enough, I'm gonna be kind of announcing to everybody, well, like, where's Oria?
He's in the.
Tin, I thought Tin, that's his name, right?
Yeah,
And I was like, Tin, I thought she was with you.
She was. She went into the wizard tower.
She's still there.
Aren't you all supposed to go together?
Yes. I was not allowed in. As he keeps spitting water. It just keeps coming out somehow. He just keeps inhaling through his gills and coming out. It's odd that he keeps making fun of all the prissy stuff that's in here, but he's acting like a child whenever given the chance.
Adorable.
Yes.
Why weren't you allowed in?
Probably because I was of no use.
Use for what?
Don't know. Whatever the wizard needs. You guys want to break into his castle and storm it? I'm okay with that. Needs to be in here. As he kind of gets up.
What time is it?
Do you?
I mean, how long should she be gone?
I don't know. Time does not work the same in there than it does outside.
What time did y'all go in there?
Well, a couple of hours ago. She could be in there for days now.
Days?
Yeah. Like he said, time does not work efficiently in there.
Yeah.
Sorry, time works very efficiently in there. It all depends on what he
Goddamn
wants.
hyperbolic time chamber.
Depends on what the mage wants to do. I'm fine with whatever you want. Also, I was promised food. As no, he was not.
Let's discuss
No.
this over some.
We
over
never
some
talk
brown.
about food.
But in his mind, he self-invited himself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
I think we did the
therefore
same thing, honestly.
you gave him the idea that there was gonna be meat.
Alright,
And-
yeah. Let's,
Yeah, like, we
let's,
just
let's
showed up at
discuss this idea
Chaddington's,
over
so.
food.
Yeah. As you guys heard, a grand feast is put upon you with 3 different styles of meats, fruits, breads, and at least 3 red wines of your choice. You see that he immediately grabs one of the bottles that's closest to him. You're not sure if it's just he has really bad manners, he knows what he's doing, he just doesn't care, or he legitimately is an alien to this world. But then you remember that he said he's been living here for 8 years.
It makes no difference to me.
Yeah. He makes
This
Wes
guy acts
look
like
like he has manners.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Poor
Yeah.
Chaddington. Poor
Chaddington's just like.
Hey guys, watch this. Watch this. This is great. I'm gonna take like a goblet. I'm gonna take a white wine and a red wine. I'm just gonna mix them together.
Oh.
That is exactly Chaddington's noise.
You horrible person.
As Chaddington also says that.
Wait, you ever tried those?
Ariell in the other room just goes, oh.
My senses are tingling. Chaddington's like,
I made
no.
it pink.
You made
We-
it.
we
I
have-
have wines for that.
we have rose wine if that's what you
Yeah, I know. I just made it.
I'm not a wine drinker, but holy shit, that,
Blasphemy.
I will keep to my elven wine.
Since steak was being brought up, and we're not uncultured here, red was being brought, but you made pink stuff.
I make pink stuff.
As Tin also like,
Next pastry digitation.
I would like
video.
to try that. And he kind of like just grabs it from you. I don't know if you give him permission or not, but he's
No,
reached
just
over.
fucking go for it, man.
That is disgusting.
He chugs it.
Yeah, one of these, just knock him in.
Chaddington's looking at him.
I like this guy.
No! Let's discuss business before I vomit again. And like, it's just like, more wine, please.
While that's happening, Ariell's gonna tuck Cordelia in,
Okay.
Oh.
look at the servant person attending to her, and ask, has she been behaving herself?
She's behaving more than the boy.
Oh, well, that's
He,
not
he
surprising.
keeps knocking people down. He keeps going
He's
for
so
their knees.
good.
He's quite smart.
He's so good.
Yes. I don't
As
think
you guys
that's gonna
remember
change.
the bar fight that the Minotaur was teaching
Yeah.
him.
For the knees.
Well, thank you for what you've been doing. I guess I'll go join the others since she's sleeping.
She's a good girl.
Yes. And I kind of smile and I leave the room, and I'm gonna go join them in the dining room or whatever.
You see there's just small little candle lights around. Not anywhere near the kids, but like on the wall so people coming in can see.
Oh.
As you join this display of
All that
wines
clattering
being
is us
knocked
right now.
over,
Debauchery.
two drunk, kind of barbarian. Tim's not really barbarian, but
We're very barbaric in
yeah, he's
nature.
a barbaric individual himself. So, and Chaddington, not looking amused, just looking straight down and has not eaten food. We were having a meeting.
I just kind of look at Tin, and then I look over at West. And I'm gonna walk. As I walk past Chaddington to go take my seat, I'm just kind of gonna stoop down and whisper, "I am so sorry."
Okay.
I'm
Quite all right.
I'm on the corner drinking my elven wine. I was like, Mom's not here, so.
Oh no! That's too soon.
Too soon. I was gonna say, if Chaddington has a bottle of stout somewhere, West is going to try to take a whole chicken and try to construct a beer can chicken, but with a bottle of stout instead.
Yes? Nope, 17. No,
17,
does not
that
have.
does not.
Oh, thank
God.
You're looking for
Are you
one.
sure you don't have it? I have a really great idea.
Plus,
for
I need you to pay attention. At least for a
Literally, you
minute.
take the bottle, you shove it into the chicken. It's fantastic. I
That actually
know
sounds
it's
really
gonna work.
good, but
It's
not
totally
right
gonna
now.
work.
We do have some very important things to discuss.
Where's Oria?
Yes.
She's busy in the tower talking to the Archmage, trying to find her friend.
That does not sound suspicious at all.
I don't know. I don't know jack about wizards. I just know I don't like them. And this guy over here said that she might have been in that tower for days, even though it's been like hours here.
Well, let's say
This
we
is
give
very
her.
true. She could have been in there for days. She could be dead. I don't know.
What the? She could be what?
Dead.
I don't know.
I'll go to my bag of holding and just put all my gear
I think
in.
that's
like,
a bit
dressing
drastic.
As he's drinking wine. I'm also very drunk right now.
That makes sense.
Well, but
I'm
That's
sure
still
she's
alarming.
fine.
No, I'm
I
freaking
wear
out now.
my battle outfit and I'm
having it on.
all my
He's just disrobing and
bow,
re-robing like in the dining
basically
room.
like. Oria might need help.
I think y'all.
What do you
Oria's
mean
help right now.
he might be dead?
I don't know, Jiggle. I don't know.
How did she get into the tower? Because we couldn't get in before.
She spoke to it. Remember, the tower is connected to the Archmage. The one which is the same.
Yeah, what kind of fucker is he?
Cold, mathematic.
Don't like him. All right, let's go.
Oh God, West, Cow.
We could go, but do you guys know how to breathe underwater?
She's what?
The opening is underneath the sea.
Oh
Well,
God.
technically the island. Part of it floats. Did you know that? It's fucking weird.
Island floats
Yeah.
Fox is good goo.
on what?
On the ocean.
Yeah, but what's holding it up?
The floating?
But it's a rock.
Yeah.
Rocks sink in the water.
Yeah.
But what's holding it up?
Your intelligence
As-
allows you to know that much.
As he goes over,
I'm inquisitive.
gets a piece of bread and just puts it inside your wine goblet, and you see the bread kind of on top of the water. I don't know.
I'm gonna kind of
Got
take
it.
my wine glass, empty it into the bottle next to it,
I'm gonna
and then I'm
drink it
going
with
to
red
pour
in it.
my flask into the wine bottle or into the glass instead, and then just drink that as I'm just listening to this back and forth. Like, oh my god.
Wait, what did you say?
Fox is good.
How do you know Fox?
Oh, he's a friend of ours.
He used to be one of my shipmates.
Yeah, we're advertising as goo.
But he said
The
The-
thing he vomits.
he said the doorway is underwater.
What?
Fox is good.
Oh, Fox has good goo.
Doesn't that give water breathing?
It
There
keeps
you
you
go.
dry.
You can breathe on the water.
Does it? That's not all I remember.
Whatever your course of action is, I will follow you.
Oh yeah.
Everyone, we have to be on the ship tomorrow morning with 4 of the Queen's guards to go back to the island. I've already arranged it with the Queen.
That sounds fun. We
This
can go
evening.
kill things.
Yes.
I'm glad that you've accepted me to part of your party. This is exciting.
Yes.
As
What are you doing?
Well, of course we would have
I'm
you on
pulling
our
out
ship.
my sending stone. What do you think I'm doing?
Oh,
okay.
I'm pulling out my sending stone.
are you?
For someone with, what is your intelligence? 13 intelligence, that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
What's this? The smartest barbarian I have
Smarterest barbarian.
ever had.
Smarterest. You're
You
the
are the
smarter.
Mixes red and white, and then immediately after pulls out sending stone to message someone.
It gave me the pip.
You have moments, I guess.
I am not academically smart.
You're not book smart, but you're like street smart.
I'm street smart. Street smart.
Got it.
Street sharks.
Alright, because I don't know, all this talk about going underwater, water breathing, it kind of reminded me of this one guy we know who.
Fox,
No, not Fox, but there's another guy now.
I need you to stop being 2 people and become 1 because it's hurting my head.
That glorious idiot.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Oh my god.
Okay.
Hey,
I
you,
did not have
Panicking.
anything in mind for.
here,
I'm
you want to
panicking.
Derailing the campaign. Oh, that guy.
Yes.
As you hear on the other
that
end,
guy.
kind of staticky. Oh, hello.
Right when I thought this night couldn't get any more strange.
You just couldn't stay away now, could you? What are you doing?
You know, just drinking, hanging out
What
with
you drinking? Who are you hanging out with?
Jealous type.
Well,
Is
hey, everybody say hi to T. Okay, so that's Chad.
Chad, he sounds nice.
Chad, say hi to T. He's cool.
Hello, T? Hello, Chad. You sound quite, yes.
Quite. Yes.
Who else is there? What is exquisite? I must talk to her.
That's the problem. She's trapped in a tower with some,
Why is she trapped in the tower?
I don't know, some weird wizard took her and
Nope.
we're in,
Nope. I do not like that.
we're in Corvassa?
What is that?
You want to put
I
him
mean,
in camera?
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, like, we can dress the scene in a second.
Because we have the art of Mark. Oh God, that's a shit table. Sure.
What?
Just-
It
What
was hot.
is this?
It was
It's
hot. It got warm.
Where's y'all's minis?
Oh, here.
Whoa!
The shittiest table.
There's only Floop.
Cowrabao.
Oh, cover that.
We're not
No, Cowrabao is not gonna make
Okay,
an
cover
entrance.
that. There in the far corner. There we go.
Oh, there he is.
Look at that shit table. Okay.
It's like the fucking Star Wars communicators with the little blue person on it.
There we go. God, that looks like an unfavorable party.
I'm gonna be at that party,
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
I mean, I want to drink at that party, but sorry. Okay, so yes. Okay, what's the plan to get my exquisite out of this stupid wizard?
There's a wizard tower. We're in
What's the wizard's name?
X-Axis.
Good, I do not know him.
Okay, that totally helps.
Apparently he's very strong and
Yes, they all say that until they see me.
He's cold, he's calculating, he has our friend locked in the tower.
if you could
That's my
take care
accent
of him.
also. They all like that.
Oh.
Cold and calculating. Can't calculate.
Anyway, we can't get
He
to
just-
the tower because
so he
it's
just
magic.
popped out?
So that's why you changed
No,
it to the
he's
west.
this
Oh,
is,
he's on the standing side.
he's
Oh,
like
well.
this.
He's on the standing side. Okay, I thought he's just
No. He's not. No, he's not summoned.
It's more like he's like here with like.
I just
this
as soon as I painted the miniature, we never used it again.
No.
So, yeah.
I don't know. You're the DM. You can bring him back whenever you want. He is right
So-
there.
What are you going to do about these? Where is the elf? Honey, where are you?
Cow.
Oh, I hear him breathing. It's okay.
Oh. Okay. That's different.
Anyway,
As you
magic
hear a-
tower.
Magic
Focus.
drinking, magic version.
Magic tower. It
Oh,
won't let
yes,
us in
yes.
without the wizard's permission.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm scared of the.
There's probably some.
exquisite.
Actually, let's see. He is an artificer, so all with advantage on this. Okay. Need probably some luck that you need to undo. Wizards are very typical. They tend to like to make things harder than they should be.
Sounds like someone we know.
Can I
We
just?
just need.
Can I
Yes.
lockpick it? by any
Yeah,
chance?
you're skilled enough. You probably could.
Mm.
How good are you? You know, at poking things.
That-
Can't look at y'all for the fucking roleplay this guy.
That's why his hair's so.
I'm pretty good at lockpicking
Mm.
and poking things.
Okay, then you should be fine.
I mean, where would we find
Yeah,
a
but
lock
the thing
like
is, we look
Where is the
around
door?
tower.
There has to be a door.
that? It's under the ocean.
Then go into the ocean.
We can't breathe underwater.
Then figure that part out first.
Didn't you say, Tin, that the door didn't open underwater?
Yes, that is correct. I tried to open it and did not have the strength. But I did not know that you needed to poke at it with things. I just tried opening it with force.
Well,
T, do you have anything
I have
to help us
whatever
breathe
you
underwater?
need.
To help us breathe
Yes,
underwater?
of course, I have that.
To
I mean,
see-
actually, I really don't have that, but I could make something.
To save the, as you say, the exquisite.
Yes.
But he's not even here. He's
That
somewhere
is,
else.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm
T.
currently trying to see an old friend. It's.
How fast could you get to Corvassa?
Crovasa is in here. 2-3 weeks, maybe a month.
Yikes.
I guess Fox's Goo is our go-to.
Well, I guess we'll come back in
Whose
2-3
goo
weeks
are
to
you
a month
touching?
and get Oria out there.
Wes, what goo are you going to touch? Who is this fox? And why is it so blue?
Well,
Why don't you come find out for yourself?
oh,
I do not say that.
I was like, oh shit!
oh, we're about to lose our discount, man. I don't know, some turtle guy, and he's got some really good goo, and I guess we're gonna go buy some.
That's so
You
expensive.
hear a slight tension in voice. Do you like turtles?
I don't know, he kind of freaked me out with the wand,
Okay, that's
so...
fine. Okay, that's good.
Why do tell me for the turtle club?
I hate you both. I hate you both.
Well, it sounds to me like you would know what to do. You just haven't done it yet. Why haven't you rescued my friend?
I guess we're gonna go do that now. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Come back later.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
Beep, beep, beep.
Well,
Do you want to head out
The
now?
number you were trying to reach has been disconnected.
We should probably take a short rest at least.
This technically would have been considered a short.
Oh,
rest.
thank
We would've
God.
done anything other than sit down and eat.
Okay.
Sorry.
I really don't want to leave. I just got to the house. Okay.
So yeah, if you need HP rolls, you can do
I'm
it.
full HP.
Yeah,
I
it's not
didn't
really
use
full
any
HP,
spells,
it's
but
just
cantrips.
So what do you do?
I guess we'll
Go
go.
to
I
sleep.
can't use my dice tray like a fucking adult.
Oh, Fox's green goo is so expensive, guys. It's
How
like
much is it?
300 a vial.
Yeah.
I have 300 gold.
And that was with discount too.
Oh,
So do you go meet Fox?
Hey.
I guess.
But how are we gonna drink? How are we gonna breathe underwater without it?
I don't
That's
know.
the thing. The
Too bad Oria's not here because.
Yeah, that was like the only reason why we were able to, because Oria. It's just too active.
You just had to go in the creepy locked tower, didn't you?
Leave me alone.
We'll come save you. I guess.
You were role playing your character.
Exactly, I was role playing my
Correctly.
character.
Yeah.
I am very proud. You made me make an entire different encounter, and that is awesome. That is what the DM should do.
Ariell is gonna once more kind of just like dissuade the party from rushing off in the middle of the night to go visit Fox. Just like, why don't we just wait and see what happens?
It's just
She's
that,
been looking for her friend for how long?
I guess, but at the same time, you said we need to be at the docks, meeting with the Queen's guards tomorrow. Are we gonna have time to do that and save and possibly save Oria, or what's going on with her?
You,
If we enter the tower and Oria's fine, when are we going to get out? A few hours could be days. If we're gone for even an hour, we might miss the Queen and her men and the trip out to the island.
I thought it was like vice versa. When you go in the tower, it's like days in the tower, but only an hour outside.
Usually that's the case, but it could be completely backwards. I do not know.
Oh, I thought he said it was backwards like that.
All I'm saying is that either time is not an option for her, or she has plenty of time. Either she's alive or she is dead. It's it's kind of like a cat in a box. You do not know if it's alive or dead until you open the box.
Why don't you use
Yeah,
oh wait,
I heard that one before.
you need two sending stones to
Then you
communicate,
eat the
right?
cat, and then you gather its strength, and then you use its talons to reshape your body. That's the saying, right?
I haven't heard that one before, but I will take that under
Maybe-
consideration.
Maybe get one of
I mean, there's more than one
Chariots
way
and
to skin it, I guess.
servants go to the tower with a sending stone, and we have a sending stone,
I have
and
a
just
sending
text, call me if something happens to Oria or the tower, or if she comes out.
I don't quite understand that either.
Yeah, run that by me again.
You're saying that you're gonna go to the tower and like
Send
leave
a-
a sending stone
No,
there?
have a servant of Charrington's just kind of be there, and I guess we'll proceed with the Queen's plan.
Yeah. What are you guys gonna do?
I don't want to leave Oria.
Do you really think there is a chance that Oria is in danger? I look at 10 and ask that.
With the wizard, I say it's 50-50. If he has no use, let me ask you this: is she good with the arcanic nature of your world?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Can she teleport?
No.
Yeah, at least I have not seen it.
She's no use to him.
We gotta get her out.
Well, I suppose that settles that.
That's why I was kicked out the first time.
Mm.
After he knew everything about my biological transformation and transmutation. He had no need for me. But the Loxodon said he knew how to make an arc.
Mm.
And I was his friend, so I was allowed then.
Alright, well, I guess we should be heading out then.
Let's go meet Fox.
Okay, Fox it is.
What are you
Onward.
doing?
Onward and upward.
Alright, so there you guys go. To the other end of Cross. It's a whole Cross.
away.
After y'all short rest.
Walking.
Walking.
Oria, you hear another,
Mm?
and you almost feel like the tower shakes underneath you. Okay, with that, we're gonna go back to these guys.
Oh God.
So depending on what you guys do, it affects a lot of things. So,
That's stressful.
isn't it?
What do you mean my actions have consequences?
What kind of game is this?
Oh, fuck this
I just
shit.
want to roll dice and get gold.
Get gold, get bitch.
Get gold, get bitches. Get gold, get bitches, get 20s. New shirt.
New shirt.
Okay, so as you guys go over
Get
to
gold, get winches.
oh,
Trademark it right now.
Trademark. As you guys go to boxes and to the and you go to the creaking side of the water into because it's kind of in the middle of the ocean. You make sure it is out of his way. As you see that he's currently going outside, undoing one of the lights, and you see someone, this female, in blue-skinned female with a trident. Not the hag that you guys have seen. She looks a lot younger.
Stress.
I won't kill it.
Stress.
So immediately shoot it.
She looks like she has armor on, and he just waves. And when the door closes, she's like, and she goes into the water. She looked like she had some gills, and part of her body was slightly aquatic. Nature. As she does that, you guys, you hear the. Yeah, we'll close. Oh, fuck you guys. Do you have any money? Forgot what his voice was.
Yes.
It'll sound a little bit old timey, like,
Would you like to
yeah, there we
handle
go, that's
this?
his voice. There we go, that's
Yeah.
his voice.
We'd like to buy the good goose, sir.
Oh yeah, I got something go. As you guys, you hear the big feet of the turtle going. Some fucking bitches is y'all guys. Come on in. I knew you guys were gonna like my goo.
Couldn't live without it.
And Tin comes in. Old friend. You some bitch too. You know, are you guys hanging out with this fucking Bobby right here?
Yes.
Yeah, we kind of crossed paths.
You guys hanging out with the wrong crowd. What can I do for you?
Hanging out with the wrong crowd, we still got money.
I got money, so that's all I care about. That's all I need.
We would like a bottle of your finest beer.
How much could
How
all of
much?
us use?
No.
Sorry,
How much to, like, get all of us?
It depends on the armor. Honestly, it's probably about one bottle per person. About 300, best I can do for you fine folk. As he looks at Tin. What do you need it for?
So we need to swim under the city to get to a locked door to rescue a friend.
We're breaking into the mage tower.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Oh, that's a little bit different then. You guys are gonna break in and do some illegalness. I gotta protect my brand. You can't be having the only fucking turtle in town be linked to you guys breaking into private property and potentially saving someone who's considered, I assume, you got captured or like enslaved or imprisoned. I guess the queen must have. That sounds like the price is gonna have to change. That's y'all shouldn't have fucking told me that part. I mean, you bring
Thanks,
this
Ariell.
you bring this son of a bitch into it's like what I am good friends with you. You fucking punched me in the face at one time. That ain't good. Yep, now to change the prices.
Face for?
I mean, I might have been drunk. And I probably was gonna stab him, but that's not the point. The point is, fuck him.
Man,
yeah.
well, I missed out on being a pirate.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Nothing like the open ocean. Well,
I'm going to, like, kind of grab Cow by the arm and take him outside while he's talking to them. I'm going to ask Cow if he won't give us what we need. Could you take it?
All three?
Yes.
I can try.
As that conversation is happening, so you gonna buy them all? I got 4 left. I made a special one because it was 4 of y'all, but it looks like you only need 3. You gotta go rescue your friend.
So how much would all 3 come to?
Together with the new price change,
Yeah, with the new price change.
as both of you guys open up, I say about 300.
Well, shit.
Each?
No, about 300 total. If you guys are gonna break in somewhere, you guys are gonna use my goo to cause some fucking mayhem. That's something I
Don't think too hard on it, Ariel. I got this.
Yeah.
I had a plan too. I had a plan too. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Camera.
Yes!
So confused!
Look at that fox is good girl.
Ariell is much confused at the moment.
It liquefied.
It liquefied a little bit. Ew.
Because it's fucking heat.
Because it's
So hot in this room?
no, because it's slime.
Oh, okay.
I made slime.
Gross.
My children helped me
you
make it.
You can here adjust the camera how you need. There you go. That's good enough. You can just leave it on the floor there. Little self-advertisement for ourselves. Okay.
Fox is good. Go.
I did hand him 300.
I didn't hit the 300.
That is only bloop.
On the bloop. Yeah, you had him the 300. Like, yeah, if you guys are gonna, fucking rip some heads and kill some people in the good old name of Fox. Now that's what the fucking powder's all about.
If it comes to it, we'll kill the most powerful mage in the kingdom.
Make sure he hears your name last.
That's pretty good.
And I just like look over at Wes like, what the fuck just happened?
Not too hard on it. So I know some things are a little bit above your intelligence score sometimes.
As he said, you see, Tim kind of walks up and his
Paylor
the-
help me.
the back end of his tail like hits Wes a little bit, like just because he's so big. I see you with the brains of the operation.
Absolutely.
Yes. As he looks at him, I remember, you're good too, you're very useful. Do not think that you're unappreciated in my new team. Your light spell, it's cute. It helps.
Keyword my new team.
I look at him and I'm like, that is magic. That's fine. That's fine. I just leave.
Well, what's the problem?
He gets a little jittery
What?
sometimes.
Yeah.
You complimented friend and my paler friend. What about me? Hey,
you
I had a spear. So
You did. You were smart. You shoved 2 spears into a demon's body and tied it to a bolt. That's very smart. You're no longer the brains of my group. Now you are. You have it demoted. You are second brains.
Second brains.
First brains, second brains, and that's like
Team 1, team 2.
Brain cell 1, brain cell 2.
brain cell 1 and brain cell 2, and then we have cute light outside. Folks.
I walk back in and I like open when it's on him. I like open up his bag of holding, reach in, grab out the book. I'm like, so help me, I will open this. And I turn around and walk out of the room.
It's like,
Careful, he's gonna read to you.
careful, he'll read to you and something happens.
Frustrated.
Hey, he
That
kinda,
almost killed
you see Tim kind of do this because everyone together. You surely want to bring him? He could get hurt. You could leave him with Chattington. They both look weak. Fox, do you want to join the team? Oh, fuck you. Yeah.
Okay, but here's the idea. What if he uses that little light spell to distract the wizard, and then we go in? And we...
Oh, yes. You attack him when he's not looking, like a bunch of cowards. I like it. Yes.
I think of it as
Yeah,
an
y'all are cowards.
opportunity.
Oh no, that is cowardly. That is 100%.
That's how you stay alive.
Yes, most people that stay alive are cowards because they do not fight head on. So do you think I'm alive?
Why do you think
I
I'm
do
alive?
not deny being a coward and eating people when I need to.
That's nice to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there one time, we had a little goblin named Spitz. He was man of the cannons, and we were like 10 days without actual food. And good old Tin kind of fucking ate him. Yep, that was yeah, good thing this wasn't around because he would have got mad about that.
Man,
We could have just
I
said
heard goblin meat gives you the shits, man.
Oh yeah, it was fucking horrible. Good thing he can fucking shit and see.
Seems like I do not deny any of this. This is 100% true. I ate the fucking goblin and I had diarrhea for a couple of months.
Oh god. Hey man, they're dirty. Dirty little fucking balls of dysentery.
How is he alive?
Hey, on a more sensitive, little bitch note, what happened at the docks? I hear that, our good old friends have died. Not that I care or anything, but, I heard that it has something to do with y'all folk.
Yeah, I didn't tell him.
Yeah, Dis, I learned his name was. We met him at the docks.
You son of a bitch too.
As I've heard.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Some bitch.
He was waiting for us at the docks, and him and Tin kind of had a little pointing contest.
That makes sense. Yeah. They fucking do that. Yeah, they scream each other's name or something. Yeah. Fucking it's a weird.
And the guards got involved.
Oh.
Whacked Dis on the head.
Oh, he went all black and started killing people. Yeah, that happens.
And he
Yeah,
got
he broke up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's arrested. He's sitting in the
Yeah.
prison now.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that sucks. Son of a bitch didn't die.
I know the conversation that Ariell and the Queen. Was I able to hear that? Because I know I am pretty far away.
Yeah, you're able to hear it. Until you were here.
Yeah. Well,
Kind
when
of
you guys
like,
come back after killing the people we got them killed,
something's gonna.
remember who gave you that good old goo.
So now we do have Fox's gold.
You guys have my goo. Make sure you rub it good in between all the crevices. Get on your
Nooks
arm.
and crannies.
Yeah, get on the coochie. Good old trick. You gotta get a little bit of extra. Put it in your nose. You can breathe in the water longer. Lasts a good old while there, but man, ain't forever.
How long minimum time wise?
About a month or so.
That's
Alright.
the minimum.
What if we only need it to last for a day? Do we still use the whole
man.
bottle?
Don't be fucking stupid.
So if we just use a glue, shove it on up my nose, is that gonna be
No,
enough?
you rub it on your arm, but too.
I'm like peeking in the
She's
door,
right.
and I'm like, well, I think we should be going. Yes.
Oh yeah, Tin, show us the quickest way to get to the...
If y'all need anything, or y'all know where you can get it.
Yes.
If not, fuck off.
I shake his hand. I'm gonna shake his head.
You see the giant, super leather, dry, almost dragon-like
Then
skin.
two.
Yeah, it's
You're shaking a turtle's arm, man.
extremely dry. You see these giant black claws. Like as soon as they're about to like pierce the skin, they kind of stop. Like he knows what. Like oh shit.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be like this. We're gonna cause mayhem under your name.
Yeah, go get him. Go set that son of a bitch. Yeah.
Thank you for the fox's good goo.
Yeah, I'll require 10% of y'all's treasure. Good old pirate knows how to haggle. Alright, get the fuck out of my stove.
Wait, how many? What?
Good
How
to
many?
know.
As you see Tim, don't fucking. He's trying to just.
How much is 10%, guys?
It's like whatever you get.
Don't
just,
worry about
just-
it.
You could lie to him. Don't say anything. That's what I do.
I fucking heard that.
Yes, I do it all the time. It's fine. Quickest way, and just jumps into the water.
Alright, guys, slather me up.
I'll rub the goo on and then I'll jump in, I guess.
As you guys do.
What armor? What armor?
As you guys go
Just
in,
like this.
Hey,
There you go.
Ariell,
I'm
can you
done.
get my back?
No, he said rub it
That's
on
all
the armor.
Harry.
Wait.
It's getting into the hair.
No, but you said
Nasty.
you said just on the armor.
Yeah, on the armor and in your nose, according to him.
No, but do we have to put it on our skin?
I
too
don't
and stuff?
have armor.
No, that's what I say. Hey,
I don't either. That's fine.
no,
You're getting oiled like a Greek god is what's happening.
no, Vic.
Wrestle.
Vic, that's what I say. You're gonna rub it on armor. Okay, here you go. That done. Just on that shoulder pad.
As you guys rub it on your on whatever you consider your armor. As soon as you go into the water, first you, and then after a second you
It's like
are
you
ever
can breathe
process
like
the water,
normal.
and you see the goo kind of almost move by itself slowly, and it's attaching itself to all over your body. And for maybe the first minute of you guys swimming and having a hard time because you don't have swim speed. You can.
I do.
Oh yeah, you do because you're fucking
Feet.
weird.
It's fucking weird.
Ariell, are you a mermaid?
Surprise.
Surprise!
Hashtag mermaid.
I was a swimmer in high school. As you guys.
Can we talk underwater?
I was in varsity.
No. Okay,
I was
I'm just wondering.
varsity.
Yeah. You can hear Tin talk completely fine.
Oh no, I pull up a rope.
He ties it around himself and starts. So
See how I was speed by like.
Like,
his swim speed is about 20 feet more than yours. Well, yours about 15 feet more than you. Because you have longer. Yeah, you're a little bit stronger. But after about a minute of you being on the water, you see that the green goose soaks into your skin. And it completely goes away. Yeah, you feel like you literally were thrown in jello, and you feel like there's something on you at all times, and you will feel that for a while.
Not really sure of that.
Nope. As you guys go and swim, it takes a little bit. You go under, and you see this like the opposite of the tower, but going underneath part of the side of the island, and you notice that. Technically, Tin was correct. The island is floating. Part of it.
I look
the rest
at
goes like this into the ground.
because
There's a
of that. I
large
look at West.
section- There's a large section of the sea where it's considered Necrovasa that has technically a huge section underground, but it's floating, and it is attached to more land that is going all the way to the bottom before your eyes can no longer
It's like a
see.
shelf.
Yeah, it's something supporting it above ground. You see that the old Krovasa is attached to land, like a normal fucking island.
What happens if I destroy that land?
That's what
Holy
we do.
shit.
So, roll
Calm
me
down.
perception
You're
area.
New campaign nemesis.
What we rolling?
15.
Okay.
What are we rolling?
Perception.
Yeah,
What's
15.
that?
That's
I'm here.
Perception.
That is an 11.
Okay. So everyone except for actually wait. Also, Tin does not see it.
Oh, okay.
You and him are kind of just like going, and he's you hear him underwater, very slow. The chain, grab it. We both pull, and he goes, swims, and grabs part of this giant ring that looks like what you would do, just like open a door. He grabs one end, it's huge. You grab the other end, and he's like, we pull. Roll me strength check. You got 3.
I got caught.
He rolled a 3, so it's not very good.
It looks like a 17.
Okay.
It's lopsided.
Plus.
It's a
20.
little lopsided, but it's
As you guys
You
are
were like,
pulling
"Ugh."
it, you hear the but it does not move. You just hear as it looks like you're doing all the work and he's just kind of just there. He looks at you, pull hard, and he kind of like what?
flexing for show.
If it's
Yeah.
rested.
Because of what T was saying that I may be able to open it with my locksmithing or thieves tools.
With your perception, you see that as they're pulling, the door is kind of doing this a little bit, but not terribly. And you see that one of the bricks because again, it looks like maybe 2 floors of tower, and then it just has a bottom. It's just inverted. You see that one of the bricks, 2 small fish, like tiny little guys this big, just swim out. One of the bricks that's like maybe a foot away from the door.
I'm just gonna kind of like bump West and 10 and like point to it.
Yes, it is good. That is something. Good job. He kind of grabs it again. One more time.
Can I investigate too
Sure.
as well?
All
on,
investigation.
On where I can possibly locksmith this.
Yeah. Roll investigation on that area. It's a little bit better.
21.
You hear, and yours is like you see the bolt that is attaching it kind of like start coming off from what you're pulling, and his is just not budging at all. It looks like if you keep doing this, you're gonna break the handle, but it's not opening.
I'm gonna go to that hole.
What did you get on investigation?
20.
20. Okay, yeah. You
It
definitely.
was a 15 and plus 5.
As you
is
kind of
20.
you look at it, and by the time Ariell, just very oddly good swimmer, swims nearby, you see that the brick is more like just a hollow shell. You take it out, and you see a lot of mechanisms and hard piping, and underneath it, you see an emblem. You see this emblem.
Ruh-roh.
Which I can show the camera. See that emblem?
Oh, it is already.
Yeah.
Ah!
Avengers?
Nah. Maybe. No. Ariell. What languages do you guys all know?
Common, Elven, Celestial, Infernal.
Okay, Mr. Smarty Pants.
Common,
And
Elvish,
tongues.
and Dwarf.
Whoa!
Can't thieves can't.
I know Common and Sylvan.
Oh, hey, something's pretty important.
It is.
In Undercommon.
Oh.
Oh, look at you, bad boy with the undercommon.
Roll me an Arcana.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not good. Oh, plus 2. 18.
18.
Ooh,
Okay.
good job.
Yeah,
Ariell,
18.
you look at it and it's backwards, but it's the celestial symbol for life. And since you do know a little bit of Infernal as well, you both only like look at each other when you know that this in the alchemic symbol means death, and you know that this is the mockery of the angelic symbol of life. It's
Mocker.
completely upside down.
I have a feeling
And
this
it's
guy
like-
isn't
so-
a very good guy.
So all the piping and the wires and the gears behind it, like a foot or so engraved into the stone, you see that symbol.
So is there a way that I can
You
locksmith
with
this?
your investigation, you think you can. It looks difficult, but you think you can pull this off.
So I'm gonna just look at kind of West and 10 and just kind of wave my hands to get their attention because I can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just gonna kind of signal them to stop. I'm like,
Yes, do your poking.
okay. Oh, or we're underwater.
It's
Because
good
this
knowing-
means up. Because this
Yeah.
means up underwater.
It's
So
good
I'm
knowing
like,
Aquian. You can speak
Wow.
underwater.
That's so. Never knew that.
Oh.
Actually, I just did not know that.
No, if you're like scuba diving or something, and then they ask you or they kind of signal you if you're okay, and then you say that, they'll pull you up.
Oh,
Because it means go up.
Mm.
But
Okay.
this means okay underwater.
Alright, so,
okay,
roll me
I'll
thieves'
do-
tools.
Hopefully, because I do have a really big plus on here. 16.
16, 12?
That's what I rolled. But yeah, 16 total.
Oh, okay. I thought you said, okay. As you go, you see one of your picks break off.
Man, this is
And you hear a,
What is that?
and one of the gears is like stuck. You feel like you may have fucked up.
On a 16?
Yeah.
believe it or not, the higher we get in level, the more difficult shit gets.
Can I try again and
Yeah,
see if
how
I
many
can
more-
fix it?
How many more uses do you have of your Thief Souls?
Oh,
You should be keeping track of that.
yeah, I didn't have it. I don't even know how much it
Let's
is.
say you have 3 more. After 3 more failures, you have no more tools because they break. You have to go buy a new set.
No, because I don't even know how much I started with.
You should have 6. I give it.
Oh, you
My
started
rule of thumb
with
is
6?
5 per kit, but the first one you buy, I give you an extra one because I'm nice. Sometimes.
Okay,
So you have 3 more.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
thought about that. Okay, here you go. To try and fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And try
Just
to-
roll 2 souls.
Wow.
That's even worse.
God damn it, Cow!
11.
Another one breaks off. You actually see that the mechanism starts, and then you hear
But it starts working again.
it starts working in reverse now. What do you do?
Kind of look at them and like,
Can I help them?
Fortunately, no.
Damn.
This is only a rogue can use these tools to this extent.
Oh my god.
well, I was scared.
What do you do?
Men.
Smart, right?
Oh,
Roll
man.
an Arcana check.
Please. 11.
11. As you cast Mend, it's a cantrip for you?
Yes.
Okay. So as you cast Mend, you see that the emblem behind, the emblem of death, glows. And as your magic is trying to pierce through, you just hear as like your hand gets almost like it was pushed off by some sort of force. What do you do?
You roll a 20?
What do you do?
Yeah.
What do you guys do?
Do I keep mending?
Yeah, do it again. Keep doing it.
Try
I don't
again,
care.
try
There's
again,
nothing we can
Just
do.
catch it.
Well, actually, I'm gonna try to see if I can get inside that, like the crack that I saw, the little hole. I want to see if there's a way to, like-
That's what he's working
Oh,
on.
that's what he's working. The fish
Yeah.
came out of there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's when you
Never
pull
mind.
it out. There is
That's-
moss and like some
Keep it
type
up.
of debris in there.
Keep
I'll
it up.
try to
Sure.
mend it again then.
Try mending it again. Okay.
Okay, that's better. 19.
19. As you see,
Start working again.
Hey.
and it starts working to the same point it was before, then it stops right where it stopped earlier. So it looks like you mended it back to the same spot before you messed it up the second time.
Mend it again. See. So what did I see when I opened it and try
When you open it, you see a lot of clockworks and
Uh-huh.
piping that
And it
goes
was
into the
working?
tower. Yeah, and it was working.
I do hurt.
What do you do?
I don't
Keep it
know.
up. Keep it up. Keep picking it.
You're the one who rolled well. I'll mend it again. See if I can fix it. Like actually completely fix it. 14.
As you cast your spell, you see that it has no effect on it, as it doesn't look like there's something else to be fixed.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll lockpick again.
Okay.
Hold on. Before I actually roll, I'm gonna roll this whole thing. Okay, you rolled a 20.
What does the rest of you guys do?
So,
I'm just
let me
watching.
think. So, okay, so the area that he's working on, would you say that it's hollow, maybe?
Part of it inside to the tube, yeah, because there's tubes that go into it.
Okay.
You know?
Oh.
I think I know.
26.
That's good.
Oh!
That's a good roll. As you hear, and you get, as you're kind of looking inside now,
Okay, back to abstract. There's Cheetos in here.
peeking your eyes,
Open up the jalapeno,
and
man.
when you look at the tubes, it kind of goes upward, and you're like, let me get this other tool. And you start reaching in, and you hear something slid. Kind of get the second tool, and you're like, dangling it, and then you're like, and you, and then as you have the weight, kind of feels like, and it feels.
If question 2.
Uh-huh.
If, well, I can continue. Sorry, no.
As you see that, and
role-playing.
you, from your years being a rogue, kind of know that the door is open, and you see that the magic emblem on there looks like it's glowing slightly, like it's not triggered yet, but you think that it will be triggered.
It will do only triggered if.
You have no idea on that part.
Yeah.
But the door is open.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me rephrase it. The door is unlocked, but it is not open. And you see that the emblem that represents death in alchemy is glowing. And it was not glowing before.
I'll wave at them to stop, but basically we'll stop opening it.
What do we do?
And then, cause nobody knows how to talk but
Yeah.
him, so I kind of gesture him to get closer,
Swims towards
and then
you.
I point to the emblem.
Okay, what do we do then?
I don't even know what to talk, cause kind of look at Ariell, cause I don't know, like, but we don't know how to talk underwater.
Tongues. Does that work?
That's true.
Let's say yes, because as long as you understand the language, they can all hear you. And you can understand them.
This flashy religious guy has some tricks up his sleeve. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I'm grateful.
As
bitch.
You're welcome.
As you
Cute
cast your
light
spell,
person.
and all of a sudden you feel the vibration that you're about to move. It's just you feel like your mouth every time you say a word as if it's fighting with the vibration that is water to let sound continue to go through. So what do you say? What do you do?
What do we do now? Surprise! I can speak.
You all understand him somehow. Like, oh, that is good. That is a good trick. You have been.
I just look over at him and I'm like, just kidding. I don't do that. I don't
So
do that.
basically,
Give
if
me,
I
like,
try
respect.
to talk, you'll understand me.
Sounds. I mean, you can try it.
Well, I'll just tell them that, or I'll try to tell him that that's an alchemic symbol of death, and it is glowing, and I feel like that if we open the door, it's gonna be.
You hear all that.
We are gonna die.
Wes, you should.
I relate that is the angelic symbol of life.
And he explains the mockery of the
Like it
ancient
is
or
upside
writing.
down.
Yeah, he mentioned the mockery of it, which would make sense, I guess, in alchemy for you. Languages vary through a lot of different regions.
It feels like a trap that might trigger if we open the door. And
Is there a way to turn this right side up?
I don't know.
Wrong investigation?
Alchemist tools. What is that? Is there
It's
a way that
powders and different. Yeah, you can try.
Is
using
there a
alchemist
way
tools.
that I can use that to investigate that? If I can, just investigate, not actually work on it, but just
Roll me investigation
to
first.
investigate.
Yeah.
Okay.
If other people are rolling, either you can all roll or one of you can roll with advantage.
What
up
is
to you.
investigation? I don't
Well,
remember.
it
Oh,
is,
it's
That's the
intelligence.
highest on
I
investigation.
have a
I'll let
proficiency at
you
least.
roll.
Oh, okay. You rolled out.
Oh, not 20.
22.
Oh, okay.
I should have rolled. Oh, well,
I
Motherfucker.
had 22.
22. Okay.
you would have gotten higher than me anyway.
So, as you
Because
look
of
at
my
it,
proficiency? What is
Yeah.
that proficiency?
you do see that
Well, I'm not professional.
as you kind of have your tools and you
Alright.
kind of like go around it, one of your tools kind of slips underneath, and it feels that the plate can be pushed inward a little bit too, if you wish to do so.
I'll relay that to him. I mean, like, what do you know of this angelic symbol?
Well, I know it's the symbol of life, but it's a mockery of it.
Is that thieves' tools I'm using?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you're still.
Oh, yeah, and my question too is, I know I was tinkering and
Yeah.
I was successful.
Yeah.
Does that use it up
No.
or no? Okay.
No, a failure would use it up.
Okay.
It works differently for like medicine. A success or a failure would use up one part of the medicine
Okay.
because you're using medicine to revive someone. If you're using it to like get HP back, something like that. So it just depends on what type of tool you're using. Navigation tools, if you fail, you just use it wrong. It just depends.
So from my expertise, if he turned it right side up, it would just be fine. It would be the symbol of life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then I just relay to you. You should
Literally
see
just
if you
a
can turn it
360.
right side up. Just flip it.
Roll me Thieves' Tools.
Okay. I'm scared. 20.
Grab it. Start moving slightly. Nothing's happening. And like the tools kind of come out, and you see the emblem starts. It looks like it just like it scratched itself out.
Huh.
Ooh.
And it's like basically it's gone or something.
It's there, but it scratched itself out.
It's not glowing anymore
It's not
or
glowing.
whatever.
No.
My heart is. If you put your ear in here, you'll hear it. Because I am scared.
I'm fucking rolling, and mine is
I
too.
guess you can try.
Your poor Tinker.
No, it's a
To
good thing
open
I
it now,
have
right?
that.
Yeah.
That's why.
And expertise on Thieves' Tools helps for a rogue.
No, because I do have these thieves tools, and I think I picked
Yeah,
that
you
as
pick them
a
as you're with
as
your
a
expertise.
proficiency.
So what do you guys do?
Open the door.
Zap the door
I guess.
like.
Open.
You open it.
Go.
As soon as you open it, with advantage, I need you all to roll me dexterity saving throw.
Oh, man.
With advantage.
Oh,
Oh, that's
okay,
good.
Oh.
that's bad.
Since you disabled the major
Take the
component
advantage.
of the trap, but physics are still physics.
Dex.
19.
Okay, let's pass.
24.
Pass.
18.
Pass. And that's not so good, right?
Oh,
Oh,
no!
He's dead.
Wait,
Oh,
fuck,
advantage.
we lost him. He's fucking dead.
are you fucking dead, mate? You're fucking dead. So
You're fucking sure
you
how
guys
can you fail
avoided
this?
the circle of death trap,
Hey-oh.
but Tim does take 5 points of piercing damage.
Oh.
It was with advantage because I was able to.
Yeah. Yeah, because you were able to disarm a part of the huge mechanism. The DC to disable this device that was a magical one was 25 to completely disable it. You got a 26.
Boy! Boy! Holy shit!
If you would have gotten a 20, you would have falsely opened it, and 2 traps were triggered at the same time. So,
Oh. Okay.
what happened is,
Who would have died?
You would have
as
fucking died.
you have heard 2 giant underneath. Here is the second one that you've heard. As you guys, when you open it, you see as water rushes you guys upward. You can see that all around you are little tiny spikes.
Oh, shit.
And you're going 60 feet up in a matter of seconds. You can't really hear. You kind of have a hard time adjusting to it. As you see Tim kind of, his tail gets hit. And when you get put onto the
Gymnast landing.
the surface, you all appear in a very specific room with the door open. Tim, stop being so fucking big.
Just
It's
take
all
over
big
the
boy.
ladder for now.
This isn't the same room Oria is in, right?
No, this is a different room.
Shit.
But you
I don't like it.
Alright,
You
I'm
are
standing
in a
on
room.
the table, you silly boy.
I don't like it.
Again, you see these metal orbs around that are illuminating everything.
Put it- I don't know if.
I'm gonna put the book back.
You
in the microphone.
you see stairs around,
Oh.
and then you hear just something slams against something metallic. You hear
Well, I know where to go.
Oh!
you hear it above you.
Yeah, I
Above?
guess we'll.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Is there anything in this room that would be of interest though?
Yeah,
There's
I kind
a
of want
book
to.
with a
I wanted to
feathered
investigate.
pen underneath, a whole bunch of powders and jars with different components
My
and alchemic
freaking-
symbols.
I'll take my time to like read over the jars and stuff.
My
Fuck that shit, I brought it up.
My
Alright,
freaking
Anything to
ritual
be
takes an
useful.
hour.
roll
I
me
wanted
perception.
Nice.
Want to make DC a little
Can
bit
I
higher
do that
because
too?
you're taking 10 seconds or so? Huh?
to. I wanna look.
Sure, roll perception.
That's a solid 9.
That's what you get for not putting your
Perception?
friends first.
I'm trying to, but we're
21.
gonna need help.
As you're looking
the
through
most
it,
powerful
it
wizard
just seems
ever.
like very basic components. And as you
Just
try to
gonna
glance
ransack
through
this
it,
place before
the
you
letters keep changing here and there, almost like it's avoiding your contact. As you start heading up, you
Yeah.
see Tin goes, and he starts rushing up. And when you guys go up, you see that there's at the top of the stairs there is a door. What do you do?
I rush the door.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Stop.
As you go into the
Oh,
door,
I was gonna stop.
you see this. As you see a huge monstrous elephant creature bang himself against the cage, and this one bloated husk of flesh man with tentacles strapping around, and you see Oria kind of in the middle, almost in a panic. And that's where we're getting the game.
No!
I was ready. I was ready to go.
I'm sorry.
Leave her alone.
I had something I wanted to say. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh, freaking cliffhanger.
I only have one. I can only do it twice more, but I wanted her to cast Moonbeam on that thing
Okay.
and state, not even the lights of Rakdos is going to keep me from my child.
We'll do that next game.
Fucking.
Alright.
Do we hear that? Because since we're by the
As
door
soon
now.
as you hear that, you hear those noises, and you see the emblem of Moonbeam, right?
Yeah.
The moon's starting to form within the room.
Hey, the moon is illuminated by the sun, so everything is in favor.
Everything is paid. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Oh my god!
We started a little bit late, so we started a little bit late. Appreciate you guys.
Freaking
Talent and Claws,
stress.
go. Thank you guys for joining
Support
the stream.
Talent and Claw.
Yeah.
They are
It's such a
fantastic.
beautiful,
Yeah, these
beautiful,
guys are
beautiful
fucking awesome.
DM screen.
We have a Kohi, so if you feel like donating, that's cool. You don't have to, but that's cool. We subscribe it, comments, and like.
Subscribe.
Take Coleton on a date.
Yeah.
Go buy food from this guy. New video coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Other announcements and things that are important. You know how it be. You know how it do. Alright, thank you guys for watching.
Bye. Thank you.